to present my counter affidavit as well as to prescribe my witnesses that time. What happened was beyond my control. The complainants manifested that they would submit a supplemental affidavit or complaints that time. So they prayed for the hearing to be moved. So that time I did not filed my counter affidavit due to the fact that they would put or add a supplemental complaint. So I am still begging Your Honor that you give me some time. After the 24 that I would file my counter affidavit, I will furnish you a copy
Mr.
of
Chairman,
my sworn
Mr.
counter
Chairman.
affidavit. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, many times during the committee hearing and in executive section, the gentleman, Mr. Solano, had promised the committee, promised the members of this honorable body, that he wants to tell the truth and set it right. What I am worried about, Mr. Chairman, that in the span of the 2 to 3 weeks that had transpired, it seems that things have changed. His mood has changed. As a matter of fact, for the record, when this individual, Your Honor, this colleague of yours had gone to so many interviews, we had been bashed. The Senate had been bashed and accused of a cover-up itself by allowing the testimony in executive session and not releasing it to the media and to the public. As a matter of fact, in one interview in DZMM, tinanong po ako ni Ma'am Karen Davila na hindi kaya kumu-cover up din po kayo dahil alam nyo ng pangalan at binanggit na po sa inyo ni Mr. Solano kagabi. And I told her that we must respect the rules of executive session, but what is important is that the committee knows the truth. And we can actually cite you in contempt for not abiding by the promises that you made during executive session. But you know, Your Honor, I believe that citing him in contempt and detaining him in the Senate is a useless exercise. I don't even think we should spend 1 centavo to feed this gentleman for lying to us. It's not worth it. Under our rules, Mr. Chairman, under Section 28, Section 1 to 8, the President as well as the Senators and officials and employees of the Senate shall absolutely refrain from divulging any of the confidential matters taken up by the Senate and all proceedings which might have taken place in the Senate in connection with the said matters shall be likewise considered as strictly confidential until the Senate by 2/3 vote, or in this case 16 members, of all its members decides to lift the ban of secrecy. When I approached all of you last week, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, it was unanimous, Mr. Solano. All the members of the Senate, although Senator Grace, at that time, she was not feeling well, she was sick, she had told me that she's in full support of the resolution, and even Senator Laila de Lima had said that she would have signed. And that's why we're putting that on record. To release your testimony to the public so that we will no longer cover up any injustice done to the Castillo family. So now, Mr. Solano, I ask you one more time. I asked you this during the committee hearing. Do you believe that the truth shall set you free? You may answer.
Yes, Your Honor.
We give you one more chance. Are you willing in this hearing today to release your sworn statement at ibigay dito point by point what had happened and transpired that morning?
Your Honor, with all due respect po, no, I am bound due to the cases that have filed against me, and there is an ongoing preliminary investigation. So I would invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Well, Mr. Solano, you kept invoking that right because you were being processed inquest proceedings. And I clearly recall you said, in our hearing, Senator Lacson and Senator Sherwin Gatchalian were there at that time and said, including your lawyer, had said, bawiin lang nila yung inquest proceeding, mag-file sila ng preliminary investigation, ibibigay namin kaagad ang aming sworn statement. Very proud kayo nun. And your lawyer. Clearly, with one more witness, Senator Bam Aquino, together with the stenographers and members of the Senate staff. So I ask you one more time, are you willing? Two preliminary investigations have transpired. Are you willing to divulge to this committee what had happened and transpired that morning during the death of Acho Castillo?
Your Honor, that time when I said that when they filed the preliminary investigation, if they would file that cases outright, I would submit my counter affidavit. But what happened is, again, it's beyond my control. They manifested to move it.
No, Your Honor. I don't believe it's beyond your control. Ginagago mo lang talaga kami. I think you were prevailed upon by your brothers. I'm sure that is what had transpired. And therefore, Mr. Chairman, let's forget this. Let's no longer allow this the disrespect of this committee. And I move to release the testimony of Mr. Solano that he had given during executive session, authored and approved by 21 members of this honorable body. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Senator, before we act on the motion, Senator Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Alam mo, Mr. Solano, doon sa executive session natin, paulit-ulit mong sinabing na gusto mong tumulong, gusto mong mag-cooperate. In fact, natatandaan ko yung sinabi mong cooperate. Pero noong October 9, 2017, nag-file ka ng motion to quash search warrant and to exclude illegally seized personal properties, documents, and evidences. Bakit mo gustong itapon yung mga ebidensya na makakahanap ng katotohanan? Gusto mo mag-cooperate, gusto mong tumulong, pero nakapagtaka, yung mga ebidensya na makakatulong maghanap ng katotohanan at hustisya para kay Acho, ay gusto mong itapon. Kaya kami po ay nadidismaya dahil iba-iba yung sinasabi mo. Sa action mo, iba yung lumalabas sa bibig mo, pero iba rin yung ginagawa mo. Kaya sana pag-isipan mo mabuti ito dahil during the executive session, talagang madetalye naman yung binigay mo. At ito lang ang makakatulong sa'yo. No? Para ito ang makakatulong sa iyo at makakatulong sa Castillo family makahanap ng hustisya. Sana pag-isipan mo mabuti ito dahil marami tayong gustong tumulong at alam ko gusto mo rin tumulong dito. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Senator Grace po is recognized.
Magandang umaga, Mr. Chair, at sa inyong lahat. Unang-una, hindi po ito magiging kauna-unahang pagkakataon kung saan ilalabas ang mga iminungkahi noong executive session. Nagkaroon na rin po tayo ng ganyang klaseng sitwasyon noong nagkaroon ng mamasapan o hearing kung saan ilan din pong executive session ang ginanap pero ang mga pinag-usapan doon ay inilabas namin. Ang hindi lang namin nilabas ay ang pangalan ng mga informants at assets on the ground dahil ang kanilang kaligtasan ay maaaring makompormiso. Pero inilabas natin sapagkat ang Senado ay may kapangyarihan talaga pag ito ay pinagbotohan ng mga miyembro na ilabas ito. Kortesiya na naghintay kami ng iyong salaysay at ang iyong sinabi na sana bigyan ka muna ng pagkakataon. Pero sa tingin ko, ilang araw na rin napalugit ang ibinigay namin at hindi mo ito natupad. Kaya sa tingin ko naman ay nasa tamang posisyon na ang Senado na ilabas yan, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Comsec, you are directed to administer the oath to those who have not been administered their oath yet. Please stand up. Yung mga bagong dumating lang.
May I request those resource persons who were not present during the last hearing to please stand? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this Senate inquiry? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Your Honors, with your indulgence, again, before we act on the motion, I think it's but proper to hear first, or the committee be informed of the status of the preliminary investigation. So with that, I'd like to recognize Prosecutor General Jun Catalan.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honors and everyone. The preliminary investigation is being conducted by a panel of prosecutors, namely Assistant State Prosecutor Susan Villanueva, who is present, Prosecution Attorney Wendell Bendoval, and Prosecution Attorney Hani Rose Delgado. The case title or docket is MPD or Manila Police Department does spouses Horacio and Carmina Castillo versus John Paul Solano et al. NPS docket number X51 INQ-171-00124. The criminal charges are 1. Article 248 of the Revised Penal Code for murder. 2. Article 183 of the Revised Penal Code, false testimony in other cases and perjury in solemn affirmation. Number 3, Article 293 of the Revised Penal Code, robbery. And number 4, Section 4 of Republic Act number 8049, or the anti-hazing law. The preliminary investigation was conducted last October 4, 2017 at 2 o'clock at the DOJ Executive Meeting Room. A total of 18 respondents were issued a subpoena. Counsels for complainant, spouses Castillo, Attorney Lorna Capunan, and Attorney Lino Capunan appeared. Complainant Manila Police District likewise appeared. Respondents John Paul Solano and Jason Rubinos appeared with their respective counsels. Other respondents did not appear but were represented by their respective counsels. Respondents Oliver Onofre, Daniel Hans Matthew Rodrigo, and Jose Miguel Salamat did not appear. Neither were they represented by counsel. Counsel for Respondent Solano submitted a motion to strike out from the records the judicial affidavit executed by Respondent Solano dated September 17, 2017 for alleged irregularity and inadmissibility. Complainants manifested that they will submit additional evidence and supplemental complaint in the next scheduled hearing. Last October 9, 2017, complainant spouses Castillo appeared with counsels Lorna Capunan and Attorney Capunan and Attorney Lino Capunan. Only respondents John Paul Solano and Jason Adolfo Rubinos appeared in the hearing. All other respondents who were not present are duly represented by the respective counsels. Manila Police Department also filed their comment on the motion to strike the judicial affidavit of Respondent Solano. The said motion is now submitted for resolution. Several witnesses for the complainant subscribed and took their oath on their respective affidavit sinumpaang salaysay before the undersigned investigating panel of prosecutors. Complainant spouses Castillo submitted 2 supplemental complaint affidavits for violation of RA 8049 or anti-hazing law and Article 248 murder, Article 183 number 2 for perjury, and PD 1829 obstruction of justice. The same affidavits were subscribed and sworn to before the said panel of prosecutors. Additional 25 new respondents were charged, including Dean Nilo Divina and other officers of the Aegis Juris Foundation, Inc. The next scheduled hearing is set on October 24, wherein submission of counter affidavits and controverting evidence by all respondents, including those newly added in the supplemental complaint. Subpoena were attached to the copies of the complaint issued to the newly added respondents for the said hearing, which is set October 24. Submission of supplemental counter affidavits for all of the respondents is also set on October 30. Although on October 11, 2017, respondent Alvin Disanco, newly added respondent included in the supplemental complaint, filed his counter affidavit in the office of Assistant State Prosecutor Susan Villanueva. I talked with Assistant State Prosecutor Villanueva, and the panel would request for extension of time in conducting this preliminary investigation, of course, because of the numerous respondents in this case. Also, I am sure that reply affidavits and rejoinder affidavits will also be filed by the parties. Unless, or at the discretion of the panel, questions which are clarificatory in nature could also be asked. That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, PG Catalan. We go back to the previous question. There's a motion to...
Maybe ask if this can be utilized as evidence for the...
Later, siguro. There's a motion to allow the chair to lift the ban on secrecy of the proceedings of the executive session held last September 25, thereby making public the testimony of John Paul Solano. Is there any objection? Hearing none, then the motion is approved. So, Senator Subiri, please proceed.
I believe we have a presentation to make, Mr. Chairman. Your committee had prepared the presentation for view to our guests and the distinguished members of the Senate. But I'd like to ask Prosecutor General Catalan, George Catalan, in the interview today of Secretary Aguirre, he made mention that it is a welcome development and that this can be used as evidence against the gentleman named. Can you utilize this sworn statement during executive session? Can you utilize this testimony to help you in the case against this gentleman on the death of Acho Castillo?
I'm not privy, Your Honor, to the interview or the... although as to the question as to whether or not the said testimonies could be made as evidence, I am sure, Your Honor, that we can utilize the same as evidence.
Yes, because for the record, many results of public hearings in the Senate have been utilized in cases, whether the RTC, Court of Appeals, and even up to the Supreme Court, where it has been used as evidence to help bolster a particular case. So let us proceed, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Statement of John Paul Solano, September 25, 2017, Executive Session. Narration of events, morning of September 17. Mr. Solano, so the morning of Sunday po, I was not home, 6:30, may tumawag po sa akin. His name is O.J. Onofre, Oliver John Onofre. That's the first call na dumating po sa akin. So, syempre sabi ko, hindi ako pwede because every Saturday and Sunday, I work at my father's clinic. My shift would start at 7 o'clock in the
Let's make
morning.
clear, is Mr. Oliver John Onofre present? Nasaan po kayo? Kindly occupy the seat in front. You've been administered your oath, di ba? So, do you confirm this testimony of, this part of the testimony of John Paul Solano, that you called him up in the morning of Sunday, that's September 17, di ba? Yeah, do you confirm that? Are you assisted by counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sige, pakitanong mo yung counsel mo muna, Consul. By the way, Mr. Counsel, kindly state for the record your name and which law firm you're representing.
Your Honor, I'm Attorney Francisco Muñez, representing Mr. Onofre.
Kayo po ba member din ng AJF? Are you a member of AGS Juris?
You're asking me, Your Honor?
Opo.
Yes po.
Okay. Sige. Oliver, o OJ, do you confirm this portion of the testimony of Mr. John Paul Solano?
With all due respect, Your Honor, I invoke my right.
Okay. Sige, Claire, proceed.
Noong first, ang tumawag sa akin, ang sabi niya is, Brad, punta ka dito sa frat library. Calmly. Sabi ko, bakit? Basta, punta ka. Sabi ko, hindi ako pwede kasi may trabaho ako dito sa clinic namin. Sabi ko, try mo na lang yung iba kung may pupunta dyan na malapit if ever, sabi ko. So, binaba niya. After that, while preparing my things for that shift in the morning sa clinic, tumawag siya ulit. Around 7:15 or 7:10 in the morning. Sabi ko, Brad, bakit? Sabi niya, Brad, kailangan ka talaga namin. Pumunta ka dito. Ano ba kasi ang nangyari? Sabi ko. Sabi niya, Brad, may nag-collapse. Sabi ko, sinong nag-collapse? Basta pumunta ka. So may sense of urgency na so that I took the initiative na pumunta na. So around 7:30 or 7:40, kinuha ko yung motor ko na. Umalis na ako ng bahay. So mayroon din akong text message sa kapatid ko, yung younger sister ko. Sabi ko, Jen, pakisabi kay Daddy, aalis ako ng maaga. Sabi ko, baka tanghali na ako bumalik. Yun ang sabi ko. So around 8:10 or 8:15, I arrived at the frat library. So pagdating ko po doon, I opened the door. I knocked muna. So tiningnan nila na ako iyong dumating. I opened the door. I found Asho was lying. By that time, hindi ko ma-confirm na siya yun. Sabi ko, sino ito? Pangalan, Hor. Because sa basic po ng first aid, paglapag ninyo po, kailangan ninyo siyang sigawan at tawagin sa name niya. So, SOP po yun. So, sabi ko, Hor, is that you? Sabi ko, Hor, naririnig mo ba ako? So, I was slapping him on the face. Tapos, tiningnan ko yung police niya. Yung pupils niya, it's very dilated. Sabi ko, walang response. Nag-check ako ng pulse, wala. The first time, wala. Nag-check ako ulit. Yung pangalawa, sabi ko, baka yung pulse ko na iyang nararamdaman ko. Kasi i-stress na ako. So, parang takot na rin po ako. Chinek ko yung respiratory, wala. Doon ko nasabi na mag-a-administer ako ng CPR. So I called one Brad na nandoon. His name is Axel Hipe.
Excuse me, Claire. Mr. Alex Mundo Hipe, kindly occupy the seat in front. Are you assisted by counsel? Sige. And for the record, ano pong pangalan ng counsel ninyo? Maybe the lawyers, the counsels can just sit at the back of your clients. Pa-provide nyo na lang ng upuan.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Attorney Nina Herschelica Carandang from Tolentino, Corbera, Makasait, and Reig Law Office, Your Honor.
Kayo ba member ng sorority?
No, Your Honor.
Hindi po. Yeah. Alex, na-mention yung pangalan dito sa testimonya. Do you confirm this testimony, this part?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I would like to invoke my right po against self-incrimination.
Thank you. Claire, proceed.
Sino yung dinatnan mo doon? Ang nagbukas po sa akin ng pinto si Axel Hipe, Mr. Axel Hipe. Pagdating ko po doon, ang nandoon po si Arvin Balag.
Excuse me. Mr. Arvin Balag? Yes. Same question. Are you assisted by counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kindly identify yourselves. O dalawa yung counsels mo. Please. For the record.
Good morning, Your Honors. Attorney Robespierre Ku with Attorney Stanley Gotohyo, most respectfully appearing as counsel for Mr. Arvin Balag.
Which law firm?
Broto, Ku, and Gotohyo law offices, Your Honor.
Are you also members of Aegis Juris fraternity?
No, Your Honor.
Hindi. Thank you. So, Arvin, please. Do you confirm the statement of
With all
John
due
Paul
respect,
Sura?
Your Honor, I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Thank you. Proceed.
He was on the phone with someone I don't know. OJ Onofre, also texting. Mark Ventura, and also Axel Hipe.
Mr. Ventura, are you present? Please come forward. Kasama na yung counsel. And again, for the record, Mr. Counsel, kindly identify yourself.
Good morning, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Rolito E. Abing, Your Honor. I'm appearing as counsel for Mark Ventura, Your Honor.
Which law firm?
From Abing, Abrinica, Dagkota, and Associates Law Office.
Yeah. And are you a member of Aegis Juris, for the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mark Ventura? Yeah, kindly respond to this.
With all due respect po, Your Honor, I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Thank you.
Those were the four na sumalubong po sa akin. Nandoon sa yung ibang question. Yung iba umalis na, wala na yung iba. I was not sure that time kasi dalawa po yung room nung Aegis Juris. Si Jason, nandoon siya, yung Jason Rubinos. Wala po siya kasi before noong week po na yon na-confine siya. Kilala mo si Trangia? Opo. Kilala mo ba yung face? Opo. So wala siya doon, pero yung sasakyan niya nandoon.
Excuse me. Mr. Trangia? You're around?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ikaw? Again, you're assisted by counsel? Yeah, kindly identify yourself.
Attorney Chris Gargantiel for Ralph Trangia, Your Honor.
Yeah. Law
From
firm?
Gargantiel, Ilagan, and Atanante.
Yes. And are you a member of Aegis Juris? No?
No, Your Honor.
Ralph, kindly respond to... Do you confirm this?
With all due respect, Your Honor, I invoke my right to self-incrimination.
Thank you. Proceed.
Question. So wala siya doon, pero yung sasakyan niya nandoon, hindi ko po ma-confirm na kung wala po siya doon. Question. Hindi mo siya, Trangia, nakita? Opo, yung kasama ko lang po kasi yung apat na yon tapos tumawag lang po ng dalawang bagong brad. So, ang alam ko lang po sa kanila is names nila. It is Zach and Dan. So, hindi ko po alam
Excuse me,
yung
sir.
surname.
Mr. Zachary Abulencia, are you around? And Daniel Ragos. Are they present or not? So they're not around. Please proceed. Were they issued subpoena? I'd like to ask the COMSEC, yung mga na-issue ng subpoena, are they all present? They're all present. Okay, proceed.
So, iyon po. So, nung nag-affirm na po lahat na, sige, pupunta tayong ospital, ang sabi ni Arvin Balag, Chinese gen na lang. Sabi ko, bakit Chinese gen? Doon na lang kasi. Sabi niya, so he insisted. So, sabi ko, sige, doon tayo. Question, distance-wise, ano ang difference ng doon from the Frat Lib compared kung UST Hospital? Mr. Solano, mga 10 to 15 minutes na po ang UST depending on the traffic. Question, yung Chinese General, Mr. Solano, 20 to 30 minutes. If there is traffic, mga 40. Opo, to CGH. So going to CGH, nung wala namang nangyari masyado, it's about, I think, 20 to 30 minutes na travel po. Pagdating sa CGH, nasa parking lot po muna kami nagpunta. Since sila yung nauuna, sumusunod lang ako. Sa parking lot nagpunta. Sabi ko, Brad, doon tayo sa emergency room. Sabi niya, balag. Ganon. Sige, dalhin mo na. Sabi ko, bakit ako? Hindi naman ako kasali dito. Kayo ang magdala. Hindi, ikaw na ang magdala. Ang sabi ko, teka, itatanong ko muna kung papaano. Lumapit po ako sa nurse station. Ang sabi ko, ma'am, may emergency po kami. Bakit? Ano ba ang nangyari? Pakitingin na lang po muna. Hindi pa pala yun ang nangyari. So, ang nangyari pa po pala, tinanong ko kung ano ang sasabihin ko. Since wala po akong idea, ang sabi ko, anong sasabihin ko? Sabi ni Arvin Balag, sabihin mo na pulot mo sa balot tondo. Since sobrang taranta ko na po na ako yung magdadala, nag-mental block na yung utak ko, hindi na ako makapag-isip. Sige, susunod na lang ako. Sabi ko, sige, go. Sabi ko, ma'am, may emergency po kami. Anong nangyari? Napulot ko lang po sa balot tondo, hindi ko po alam. Sabi kong ganon. So, lumabas sila. Sabi, naku sir, dapat may maiwan dyan kung ano. Nung nandun pa lang po sa may door, sabi niya, nasaan na? Andun pa po sa parking lot. Dalhin mo dito, sabi niya. Teka po, papupuntahin ko. Kaso sir, dapat may maiwan dyan. So, along the way, noong pumunta po ako doon, kasi ang parking po noong pick-up at saka noong Fortuner is ganito, tapos nandito po yung door. Tinanong ko si Arvin, sabi ko, Brad, kailangan daw may maiwan. Sabi niya, ikaw na maiwan. Bakit ako? Labas nga ako dito eh. Sabi niya ang ganon. Alangan naman kami. Sabing ganon. Sabi niya, balag. Ikaw na. Sabi niya, hindi naman yan maipapasok kung walang maiiwan. Di kayo maiwan, hindi, ikaw na. Hindi kami magpapaiwan dyan. So out of gusto ko ring tulungan yung bata, nagpaiwan na ako. Sabi ko, sige, I said some obscene word pero hindi ko na sasabihin kasi minura ko talaga sila. Sabi ko, sige sir, dalhin mo na doon, halika na. Sabi kong ganon. So dinala po doon yung pick-up. Tinabi po yung stretcher. Ako rin po nagbuhat at saka yung dalawang nurse. Binuhat namin palabas. Tapos sabi ko doon sa driver, sir, umalis ka na. Malamang kapag nadamay ka, magsasalita ka agad.
Excuse me. Si Ralph Frangia, anong pangalan ng driver mo? Yung family driver niyo? Kung sabihin you'll invoke your right against self-incrimination, ha? Anong pangalan ng driver ninyo?
Romeo Laboga po.
Ha?
Romeo Laboga.
Romeo
Laboga.
Laboga. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may we invite him in the next hearing?
Yes,
Testify.
COMSEC is directed to invite, including the two that I mentioned earlier, Sakari Abulencia and Daniel Ragos. Thank you.
Sabi kong ganon, hindi ba so malamang ilaglag mo kaming lahat? Sabi ko, hindi naman ako kasali dito. Question, sabi mo kay Mr. Solano, doon po sa driver, ang sabi ko, baka mamaya ilaglag mo ako dito. Alam mo namang wala akong kasalanan. Hindi, sige sir. Question, mukha ba siyang driver or estudyante rin? Mr. Solano, may edad po more or less mga 30s or driver ni Trangia po. Question, so yung driver po at saka ikaw, hindi pa yung mga Brad yung tumulong po? Mr. Solano, hindi po. Tapos after po nun, ipinasok na po si Asio. Pumasok na rin po ako. Siyempre, nilingon ko muna kung ano ang ginagawa nila.
Mr. How do you pronounce the name of your son?
It's pronounced po as Atyo.
Atyo. So, Claire, correct yourself.
Okay. Siyempre, nilingon ko muna kung ano ang ginagawa nila. Umalis na sila. Iniwanan na akong mag-isa. So, sabi ko, I am on my own. So, sabi ko, in good faith na lang ang gagawin ko. Ibibigay ko lahat ng details ko dito sa ospital. So, ang masakit pa sa akin, iniwan sa akin iyong katawan. Sa harap ko, nire-revive pa. Hindi ko na-revive. Hindi ko nagawa iyong talagang gagawin ko. Ni-revive din ng doctor, wala rin daw talaga. So doon na po ako, parang ang sabi ko, wala na. Hindi ko na-serve yung purpose ko ng pagpunta doon. Iniwan pa ako ng mga brads ko, hindi ba? So sabi ko, there is no point to lie about my personal details, hindi ba? Question. So doon mo na sinabi yung totoo doon sa hospital. Mr. Solano, opo, sabi ko, there is no point lying na din. Sabi ko, pagka nagsinungaling pa ako sa details ko, malamang lalo akong madidiin. Opo. So, in good faith, ibinigay ko lahat sa hospital. Tapos, yung story ng Balot Tondo, since hindi na ako makakaalis kapag wala akong ginawang story, ginawan ko na lang ng istorya. So, yun na po yung sinabi kong istorya sa hospital. Dumating yung police ng Police Station 2. Yun na rin yung sinabi kong story. Dumating yung homicide division, yun na rin yung sinabi kong story. Pinuntahan pa po namin ang homicide, so while driving my motorcycle, iniisip ko saan kaya dito sa Balot Tondo yung gagawin kong story. Yun nga po ang naisip ko rin. Ang naisip ko rin, sabi ko, aminin ko kuya, sabi ko, sabi ko, aminin ko kaya. Kaso yung perjury case ko is wala pong under oath yon, talagang pinupush. Iniwanan po ako nagpunta na po ako sa homicide, kinuha yung statement ko, pero hindi ko po yun sinumpaan. Pinupush lang na sinumpaan ko daw, pero hindi. After po noon, pinauwi ako. Pag uwi ko, sobrang hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. Natatakot din ako sa parents ko, since hindi ko masabi na may namatay, ganyan, bla bla bla. Tapos nandun ako, baka kung anong gawin sa akin ng tatay ko. Lumayas po ako sa amin. Question, ikaw ba yung nag-text doon sa parents? Mr. Solano, hindi po. Question, iba pa yung nag-text? Mr. Solano, iba pa po yung nag-text. Question, clarification when he first met the parents of Castillo. Mr. Solano, Friday, sir. Question, noon lang, pero sabi mo, kilala ng father mo yung father ni ano? Mr. Solano, opo, ni Dean Divina po. Question, pero nakilala mo si Castillo prior? Mr. Solano, hindi po. Question, bakit tinawag mong whore? Mr. Solano, tinanong ko po sila kung ano ang pangalan niya kasi SOP po lagi sa first aid. Solano in hiding, September 18 onwards. Mr. Solano, opo, along the way po, nagpunta po ako sa MOA. Doon na po tumatawag sa akin yung mga pulis. It's a Monday afternoon. Sabi kong ganon, sir, nasa MOA ako, ganyan. I made up stories na may kadil po ako, ganyan. Question, sinong kausap mo dito, Mr. Solano? Yung mga pulis po na tumatawag kasi iniwan ko po yung number ko sa kanila. Sabi niya, sir, may ano lang, may follow-up investigation lang, ganyan, ganyan. Pero nasa isip ko, pagka nagpunta ako doon, hindi na ako makakabalik, sabi ko. Malamang custodial interrogation na itong mangyayari sa akin. So, andun po ako sa MOA, nakakita po ako ng Victory Liner papuntang Tarlac City. Pumunta po akong Tarlac City, along the way, tinapon ko po yung cellphone ko kasi napakarami nang tumatawag sa akin na hindi ko kilala. Tapos na-force po ako na matulog sa mga waiting sheds sa labas ng school, sa kung saan na. Ilang araw po, nakarating po ako ng Pangasinan. Moving lang po ako. Ayoko pong magstay sa isang city kasi pag may nakakilala sa akin, baka i-turn over ako. So pagkadating ko po sa isang city, sakaya ako agad ng jeep na papuntang baryo. Tapos doon po ako sa kalsada natutulog sa mga upuan sa labas ng school. Tapos noong mayroon po akong natirang last 700 pesos, pinambili ko ng cellphone. Tapos naka-SIM card, sabi ko, Dad, uwi na ako. Ayoko nang magtago. So he contacted Tatay Divina, the father of Dean, who then contacted Dean and then contacted some brads to help me. Question, what day was this already? Mr. Solano, this is Wednesday night.
Dean Nilo, will you confirm this part?
Yes, I spoke with my dad. My dad and the dad of John are friends, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dean.
This is Wednesday night. But, question, but Dean Divina, okay sa kanya na ilalabas mo iyong katotohanan? Did he encourage you? Mr. Solano, opo. Ako rin po nung sinabi po nilang si Attorney Pat yung hahawak, siya po kaagad ang tinanong ko, magko-cover up ba tayo? Kasi kung magko-cover up, hindi kita kukuning abogado. Question, naikwento mo ito kay
Attorney Ismael, you're present. Will you confirm this? Please use the mic.
I confirm that, Your Honor. And
you mentioned that also during the public hearing, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Na talaga sabi mo, wag tayo mag-cover up.
Yes, and
sabihin natin ang katotohanan
my
dito.
exact words to him, let the axe fall where it shall fall.
Thank you very much, Attorney.
Question, naikwento mo ito kay Dean? Mr. Solano, hindi pa po. Question, so si attorney lang ang nakakaalam. Mr. Solano, opo. Question, clarification why he surrendered to Senator Lacson. Mr. Solano, at saka ano po yata, nakasama ninyo rin po ang father ko sa, Panfilo din po ang father ko, PCINP, nagkasama daw po kayo. Question, walang Brad na tumawag na itago natin to. Wala kang kinausap na Brad after that out of frustration? Mr. Solano, wala po talagang tumawag sa aking Brad. May isa pong tumawag nung nasa hospital ako, si yata. Brad, kumusta ka? Sabi niya. Anong nangyari? Sabi ko, Brad, hindi ko alam kung anong nangyari. Basta naipit ako sa hospital. Sabi ko sa kanya, okay, sabi niya. Akala ko hindi ka kasali. Sabi niya, there is a perception na hindi po ako sumasali kasi anti-violence ako sa hazing. So, since day one, after nung naging Brad ako, hindi ako sumali sa mga initiation rites ng kahit sinong Brad. Question. So, ikaw ba yung sa Facebook? Ikaw yon, Mr. Solano? Yung sa Popoy po? Yung hinahanap po ako? Question. Ano ba yung 3 hours detention? Ano ang ibig sabihin noon? Mr. Solano? Actually, ano lang yon, parang out of Taranta. Tinanong ko kung 3 hours ba yung detention. Question. Clarification about reglementary period? Mr. Solano, opo. Question, clarification kung si Arvin din ang nag-uutos na deactivate niya yung account, yung chat group nila. Mr. Solano, opo. Question, siya ang presidente? Mr. Solano, si Arvin po. Question, walang remorse doon sa apat noong pagpunta mo? Hindi man sila mukhang, Mr. Solano, parang nataranta lang. End.
Now, my question is, I'm glad that Attorney Pat Ismael mentioned earlier na yon hindi magsisinungaling at bayaang bumagsak yung axe where it must fall, ano? And I presume na yung pa rin yung position nyo sa ngayon, di po ba, Attorney? Jan? Yan pa rin ang position nyo na hindi kayo magsisinungaling.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. But at the proper time, as you said earlier.
Yes po, Your Honor. At the proper time po.
Yeah. Pero ito na yung proper time. Andiyan na yung testimony mo eh. And ito, part of the matter of public record na ito because this is a public hearing. And the chairman or the chairpersons of this joint committee inauthorize na ng Senate as a body. So there's no point not testifying anymore because after all, in due time or pagdating na October 24, pagtawag ng hearing uli sa preliminary investigation, you will more or less, as you indicated in your letter, o yung mga material points, yun din yung testify mo, di ba? Yun ang sinabi mo. So halos ganito rin yung testify mo. Wala halos magbabago. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Ang question ko lang is, is this the way, hypothetical ito, hindi to directed actually sa inyo because you're not involved here naman sa initiation right, ano? But is this the way to treat a frat Brad? Iiwanan, tapos yung isang tumulong, babayaan na lang? Is that the way to treat a Brad?
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, before I start again, I would like to reiterate my expression of deep sadness for the loss of Atio and my deepest sympathies to the family, of the Castillo family. Well, that's not supposed to be, it is not in keeping with decency, basic decency, Your Honor. It should not have been done. Hazing the first place should not have been done, more so in that particular case, Your Honor.
Huwag na si Atio, pwede niyong sabihin, hindi pa naman ito talagang full-blooded na Brad kasi hindi naman natapos yung initiation right. Or kung natapos man, hindi naman siya nag-undergo ng the formalities of being a formal being a member, hindi ba? Huwag na. Yun na lang ginawa kay John Paul Solano. Hindi ba napakalaking injustice naman? I'd like to ask the other members, the other frat members who are present. Jose Miguel, salamat. Is this the way to treat a full-blooded fraternity brother?
Your Honor, I respectfully invoke my right against that.
Hindi, tanong ko lang kung ito yung what are you incriminating? Tinatanong ko lang, just like the question that I asked of Dean Divina, tinatanong ko lang, personal opinion, ito ba yung, kasi frat member ka eh. Kung ikaw ang tratuhin ng tulad ng pagtrato kay John Paul Solano, how would you feel? These are hypothetical questions, so I don't see any reason why you should invoke your right against self-incrimination.
Okay, sir. I would feel like the way he felt. Like the way he felt.
Which is?
He was really sad.
Sad?
Yes.
Zimon? Padro? Same question. Is that the way to treat a fraternity brother?
No po, Your Honor.
Hindi ba? The others, kindly, sa susunod. Aaron.
Hypothetically, Your Honor, hindi po.
Hypothetically?
Yes po, Your Honor.
How about in reality?
Considering in the same scenario, Your Honor, I would definitely not treat it that way.
Arvin?
No po, Your Honor.
Hindi rin. Ralph?
No po.
Jason?
No, Your Honor.
Sino pa ba nandito? Yeah. Oliver?
No po, Your Honor.
Hindi rin. So, nag-cap, ikaw rin?
Hindi rin po, Your Honor.
And Mark?
No po, Your Honor.
So, mali ang ginawa ng mga dinatnan ni John Paul Solano doon sa frat line, di ba? Sabi ko, wag na munang pag-usapan yung kay Atio. Although, lalong masama yung nagawa sa kanya kasi dapat kinonsider na rin siyang frat brad eh. Nag-undergo na siya ng initiation right. I suppose, yun na yung final right eh. So, wag na lang muna yon. Yung, eto, buhay, si John Paul Solano. So, nagkakaisa tayo, hindi dapat gano'n ang pagtrato. Bakit gano'n ang naging trato? In fact, alam nyo, this is a redacted copy, ano? May mga portions doon na hindi na namin sinama dahil for brevity, ano? Dahil hahaba yung iba doon, medyo mga informalities. And pati yung hinaing ni John Paul Solano, pati yung kanyang lawyer, yung sama ng loob niya, nilabas niya doon. Na hindi dapat, isipin mo, Brad din nyo, natiis nyo na natutulog sa waiting shed. Kung saan abutin ng gabi, doon matutulog sa labas ng eskwelahan. Sumakay ng bus, hindi alam ang direksyon. Pag nakakita ng jeep, sasakay ng jeep, kung saan barangay makarating, doon na lang siya abutin. Just imagine what he went through, yung ordeal. Tapos iniwan nyo doon sa ospital. Anyway, as he said, at the proper time, pagdating ng October 24, and I hope you won't change your mind as you did. No? Kasi ang pangako mo sa amin, wag lang matuloy yung inquest. Diba? And yung prosecutor, yung mga prosecutors dito, diba, you were released upon inquest. Dapat, doon pa lang, hindi ba nakaka-assuage ng sentimiento ng mga magulang kung sakaling in-all the way mo na yung ginawa mo pagtulong dito? Kasi nakita namin, simpatya namin sa iyo. Actually, ang simpatya namin nasa iyo eh. At that time, when as you were testifying before us, during the executive session, you know, we all felt for you. Puro kami bleeding heart sa iyo. Pero ngayon, as mentioned by Senator Subiri, parang, bakit nagkaganon? And sabi nga ni Senator Gatchalian, what's your purpose para mag-file ng motion to quash yung search warrant? Ano ba yung mga defects ng warrant, Chief Superintendent Coronel? Ano ba yung mga defects ng warrant na sinasabi nung...
Yes, sir. In the application for the search warrant made by the Manila Police District, it was inadvertently indicated in the application that this warrant was purposes of violation of Section 28 of the Anti-Hazing Law of 8049. When in truth and in fact, the applicant meant its violations of Section 2 and 4. So it is a typographical error on our part, which we already manifested before the court regarding this. And we have been informed that what is the controlling part on the application of warrant is the text and the body of the application, indicating that the search warrant was applied for specifically violations of anti-hazing law, indicating the name, the place, and the persons which are subject of the search warrant, and the properties or items to be seized, confiscated, or recovered. Your Honor.
PG, Catalan, what do you make of this testimony, assuming that he affirms the same testimony on October 24?
Your Honor, at this
preempting
point,
your the resolution that you
yes, Your
that
Honor,
your prosecutors
we
will
might
make.
preempt the resolution, but at this point, Your Honor, may we request that a certified copy of this document be furnished so that we can
Huwag na lang kayo.
have it.
Si Attorney Capuna na lang tatanungin ko.
Yes, Your Honor.
Para, of course, that's one-sided also. But later on, I'll also ask the lawyers of the FRAT members here kung ano yung kung anong tingin nila. Of course, assuming that he affirms the same testimony or at least yung material points. Attorney Capunan. This is the first time that you read this this testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what do you make of this testimony?
I think this is valuable information, Your Honors, towards finding what really happened during the event. Certainly, we would request as well a certified true copy, if not from the police authorities from the Senate. If I may add...
Not just valuable information, valuable evidence.
Evidence, Your Honor. I'm very careful with my words, Your Honor, because there seems to be a tendency to file libel cases against lawyers who make public statements, and I confirm for the record that Dean Divina has already filed 2 libel cases against us, Your Honor, just for speaking on behalf of the parents, Your Honor. And I hope that does not happen to all lawyers here, because if there are 40 lawyers representing 40 respondents, Your Honor, there may be a concern, there may be a chilling effect, Your Honor. So, on behalf of the parents, maybe there should be immunity for the parents and for the lawyers for the statements made in the Senate investigation.
Okay. Senator Gatchalian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To General Coronel, sir, noong October 2, nagpadala ho kayo ng letter requesting for technical assistance sa Philippine Cybercrime Group. Is that correct, General?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the letter pertains to the letter pertains to a request from your office to provide technical assistance for the exploitation of information on social media accounts of the suspects involved in the death of Horacio Castillo III. Is that correct, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
General, can you give us a overview of what transpired after the technical assistance provided by the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group?
Yes, Your Honor. During the course of the investigation of this hazing incident, we were in receipt of several information, particularly social media communication or exchanges of information, which we believe to have been published or reported or communicated by members of Aegis Juris fraternity members pertaining to the incident of the initiation and hazing of Horacio Castillo. So there were two threads which submitted to the Anti-Cybercrime Unit of the Philippine National Police for verification, authentication, and validation. And in these social media exchanges of information, it was indicated that several fraternity members, not only residents but also alumni, were aware of the incident of the death of Horacio Castillo, even on the early morning, in the early hours of the morning of September 17, when Horacio was brought to Chinese General Hospital. And because of this, we submitted it to the Anti-Cybercrime Unit for examination and evaluation, Your Honor.
Thank you, General. And subsequently, also there were also social media chatter about a discussion in Novotel.
Yes.
General, I
Yes,
think
Your
that
Honor.
was also the subject matter of the letter that you requested from the Anti-Cybercrime Group.
Yes,
is
Your
that
Honor.
correct, General?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you elaborate further on that account?
Yes, sir. Apparently, social chat page or Facebook page was put up by members of the Aegis Juris fraternity discussing the ways, means, and actions that they have to take regarding the investigation of Horacio Castillo. And we have monitored that several members of this fraternity met in a meeting at a Novotel Hotel purposely to discuss their actions to be taken in this investigation. Based on the exchange of communication from these fraternity members, it would appear that the tendency of the fraternity to conceal or to obstruct justice is very evident. When they would like to avoid at all costs investigation and prosecution of this case, Your Honor.
General, isa-isahin ho natin, ha? So, nakuha nyo information from Facebook chat messages.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you asked the Anti-Cybercrime Group to validate these chat messages.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino-sino po yung mga nasa chat messages?
We have submitted it to the
For
committee.
the information of Senator Gatchalian, we have a PowerPoint presentation of the Facebook chat that transpired, as you mentioned, sa Novotel, and andito yung mga thread nila. So, if you're ready, sige, proceed lang na.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think it's better to look at the presentation, Mr. Chair.
Aegis Juris chat messages, September 17 to 18, 2017. Attorney Marvy Abo, Brian Bangui, Attorney Cecilio Jimeno, Attorney Alston Kevin Anarna.
For the record, ito yung mga nag-participate sa chat. Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir. Attorney Ferdinand Rogelio, Attorney Edsel Bert Canlas, Attorney Cesar Ocampo Ona, Arvin Balag, Jose Miguel Salamat, Attorney Gail Dante Acuzar Caraan, Attorney Henry Pablo Jr., Attorney Michael Vito, Attorney Cesar Mong Gaba de la Fuente, Attorney Nino Cervanes, Ronald Cheng, Attorney Manuel Angelo Ventura III, Milfen Alvarado, Attorney Jet de la Peña Villaroman.
Mr. Chair? Yes. Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Zubiri.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, actually, the committee has been in receipt of this, what you call, screenshots of this chat group that was, I believe, very active during the morning of Sunday. And we'd like to direct the Manila Police District together with the investigating group to take a look at these screenshots, verify through your anti-cybercrime unit to verify these accounts in Facebook and to see if these are actual persons, who they are, what circumstances they're in. I believe most of them are lawyers. Kaya, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, kung ganito po ang ating mga future lawyers at yung mga abogado po natin active in cover-ups of crimes, I feel sorry for the law profession. I really do, Mr. Chairman. And so, we direct the committee to come up with a report as well on these screenshots of these group chats, because it's the points being raised there. I read it one time last week, Mr. Chairman. The points being raised there are a matter of obstruction of justice and clearly a cover-up. Meron po dyan messages na inuutusan po ng isang tao na i-erase ang CCTV footage, na bayaran kung kailangan bayaran yung barangay officials para makuha yung CCTV footage. Obviously, this is an obstruction of justice, a clear cover-up on the investigation. So we'd like to direct the Manila Police District to look further into this. We will give you all the information. Hopefully, truth will come out on this. General?
Yes, sir. We have submitted already these initial findings to Facebook Philippines, and we're waiting for validation in order that the same may be used in evidence in court, if ever, Your Honor.
With the kind indulgence of senators, Mr. Chair, this is the first time I've actually seen the memo, no, but I haven't seen the exact conversation. Maybe request the good committee secretary to just give us a very brief synopsis of the chat that went through during that time, Mr. Chair.
Siguro i-highlight na lang yung mga importante na mga chat messages.
Earlier on, after the testimony was made public of John Paul Solano, I believe Prosecutor General Jorge Catalan Jr. had wanted to make a statement. Attorney Catalan, do you wanted to make a statement earlier? You were raising your hand.
Yeah, I am just requesting that a certified copy of this document be furnished so that we can forward it to the panel, and the panel would likewise evaluate and analyze the admissibility of these documents. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, before we continue the discussion and look at the PowerPoint, General, can you give us a timestamp nitong conversation na ito para at least everyone's on the same page kung kailan po nangyari itong conversation na ito?
It appears, Your Honor, that the conversation...
Can you just walk us through?
Yes,
Familiar ka naman dito, di ba? As it
yes,
is being presented, i-annotate mo na lang.
Yes, Your Honor. It appears that the one being appearing on the screen is the one posted on sometime in the early morning of September 17, when the report of when Horacio Castillo was already brought to the Chinese General Hospital, and that it was already confirmed that he's already dead. And also, if I may add, Your Honor, we have received this information only about sometime first week of October, and I'm relating this in the context that in the early part of our investigation, sometime on September 19 or 20, I understand that the Aegis Juris Fraternity came out with a statement saying that they will fully cooperate with the investigation of this case. In fact, in their statement, they promise full cooperation, and they're reaching out and still doing so to the family of the late Horacio Castillo. And that just like everyone, they would like to see justice to be served for the death of their brother Horacio, and that they share the anguish of their parents, and that in that context, in that Aegis Utility Fraternity statement, we're hoping that they will come out and cooperate with us. I've already informed senior members of their fraternity, including the Dean, that that's the objective of our investigation. But then, in light of the discovery of these chat messages, it appears that from Sunday September 17. The objective of the Aegis Utility Fraternity is to cover up, conceal, to avoid and evade the prosecution of this case. So that is the context of these messages, Your Honor. Okay. Sir, this is it consists of about 38 pages, 38 slides. In summary, sir, if I may. Yes, sir. Of these chat messages pertaining to the early morning of September 17, there were 30 personalities mentioned or included in the message thread. Of the 30 personalities, 19 of them attended the meeting at Novotel on September 17, 2017, purposely to discuss the actions to be taken by Aegis Juris Fraternity relating to the hazing incident leading to the death of Acho Castillo. Of the 19 attendees, we were able to identify 12 of them through their Facebook pages or social media information. Of these 7 are still subject for identification. 6 were mentioned by the informants relating to this information or thread. And as I mentioned earlier, this chat started in the early morning of September 17. The group messenger or chat page was created by Attorney Marvy Rosero Abu, who was the one who spearheaded or initiated this exchange of thread, asking members of the Aegis Utility Fraternity to hold a meeting and in order to discuss the actions to be taken by the fraternity. So as shown earlier, we were able to gather the identities mostly of those who were involved in the thread, and also identities of those who were added but did not participate in the conversation. Yes, sir. So mostly, if you're going to review each individual exchanges of communication between these Aegis Juris fraternity members, it would appear that they intend to cover up the incident, contrary to their announcement made on September 19, that they are willing to face the investigation and support the authorities in the conduct of the investigation. In fact, majority of them said that they will find ways and means to see that the evidence that will be gathered or recovered by the investigating authorities shall not be, will no longer be available to the PNP or to those who are conducting the investigation. And then,
General, sandali lang.
Yes, sir.
Can we go back one slide? The other slide, the slide before that. Nakalagay dun, may nakala-highlight dun na pinauwi. Ito, pinauwi ko na GP Arvin sa Subic. Nasa hospital na ang bata. Clearly, they know what had transpired, and they're clearly asking or guiding the GP, I believe Arvin Balag, to go to Subic and leave the scene.
Yes, sir. And I think what is most relevant or material to our investigation is the post made by Mig Salamat or Mr. Salamat, saying that he was in possession of the cell phone of Acho Castillo at that time when these messages were being exchanged, and that according to him, that several calls have already been made by the parents of Acho Castillo to that phone, and they were hesitant to answer these calls, and it is true, it was confirmed by the parents of Acho Castillo that they've been trying to contact their son since Saturday evening and even the early hours of Sunday and even up to Monday, Your Honor.
General, I'd just like to ask the parents of Acho Castillo to confirm this, that they were making several phone calls at that time.
Good morning. Yes, I was making several phone calls and texting my son starting Saturday evening pa lang, and then Sunday early morning, and then Sunday morning before lunch. Because of course he told me that he's supposed to arrive before lunch.
That was he promised.
He promised to be home by lunchtime Sunday. But I was trying to call him up. He never answered his phone. He never answered his text. And I was texting those people in the flyer. I was calling them, but nobody was answering. I was looking for the whereabouts of my son because I was already worried. Nobody would even tell me where he is. Nobody helped.
Nobody helped.
You know, we found out
Nobody helped.
Monday, at 1 in the morning. Monday to, ha? 1 in the morning. Whoever texted me, and then like, I found him sa funeraria, unidentified. So tell me what happened during those days. Because you have to answer for all of that. You have his phone.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
You have his eyeglasses. You have his watch. Bring it back.
Those are important to us.
Those are important
bring
things
it
to
back.
us. Those were his last things that I want.
Bring it back.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
in
you, General.
summary, this can be established that in the early morning of September 17, resident members of the fraternity, particularly Arvin Balag and Salamat, who are already aware of the situation concerning Acho Castillo, have consulted with their fraternity members on what actions they will take. And apparently, this was the exchange of messages between these fraternity members. And because of this, they met in the afternoon at Novotel, purposely, presuming that they will discuss what actions they will take, and that apparently from that day, September 17, up to this day, we have not met any of those persons involved, only until this very day that I were able to see the people involved in this hazing incident. So, to our mind, it appears that the agreement then made by those who met at Novotel Hotel was to cover up and to obstruct justice, Your Honor.
General, you said earlier, no, there are 38 pages of this chatter, no? In a nutshell, ano po talaga ang pinag-usapan ho nila? For the record, once more.
Yes, sir. In a nutshell, sir, there was a reported incident of hazing death of a neophyte in their fraternity. And then mostly they were already in panic on what to do. They could not agree where to meet, but then they agreed that they'll meet in Novotel. And then what actions to be taken. Some were in favor of facing this problem squarely and talking with the parents of Acho Castillo. And some, and a majority, great majority, advocated that they just avoid and evade the prosecution, taking concern of having concerns for their fraternity brothers who were involved. Baka daw masira daw yung kinabukasan at ang future ng mga brothers nila na involved sa hazing, and that they need to meet. And then part of the discussion was probably to contact the family and probably reach an agreement or settlement with the family regarding this particular case. But nowhere in this thread will it show that they were willing to subject themselves to investigation. And precisely, I'm like to put this thread into context of the fraternity statement made by them 3 days after the incident, that they are supposed to be saying that they are willing to appear before the authorities, give their full support and cooperation. So, in the past how many days since we found out this thread, they have not appeared before any investigating body, particularly to the Manila Police District. And we assume that the agreement reached by those persons seen on the screen right now.
Can you give us details on the screenshots,
yes,
General? This is what location, what day, what
yes,
time?
Your Honor, this is the screenshot or the video taken of the Aegis Juris fraternity members who met at Novotel Hotel, purposely to discuss the Acho Castillo case. And apparently, from the days that have last, from September 15 to this very date, there was no support or cooperation extended by that Aegis Juris fraternity, contrary to their announcement, Your Honor.
General, ito po yung CCTV ng Novotel.
Yes, Your Honor.
At ito yung mga taong nag-uusap dito po sa Facebook chat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have the names of those who are in the CCTV?
Yes, Your Honor. It's included in my report. It's submitted to the
In fact, they were invited, Your Honor. And so the chair directs the COMSEC to issue subpoena no, to them for the next hearing.
Mr. Chair, can we, once again, this is the first time I've seen the CCTV. May we direct the COMSEC just to name the personalities who are in the CCTV so that everyone will be enlightened who participated in this discussion on the day Acho died.
Personalities during the September 17, 2017, 5:03 p.m. at Elevator 5 after meeting. Cecilio Jimeno, Miguel Salamat, Edsel Canlas, Bonget Rogelio.
As the names are called, can indicate if you are present, because those who are not present and did not heed the invitation will be issued subpoena. So, as the COMSEC calls out or calls the names, kindly indicate if you are around.
Again, Cecilio Jimeno, Miguel Salamat,
Present, Your Honor.
Edsel Canlas, Bonget Rogelio. Sir.
Dahil ito na ba yung mga nag-participate doon sa discussion or meron pa hong iba?
Of those who were seen in the hotel, 12 personalities had been identified, Your Honor, and we still have to identify 9 more. As mentioned earlier by the Chair, those present identified were Marvi Rosero Abu, Bonget Rogelio, Mong de la Puente, Edselbert Canlas, Mig Salamat, Cecil Jimeno, Brian Melbangi, Gayle Dante Acusar Caraan, Miguel Ventura III, Milton Alvarado, Jet de la Peña Villaroman, and Henry Pablo Jr. And we still have to identify 9 more, Your Honor, and ongoing po yung investigation.
So 9 more ang hindi pa na-identify?
Hindi pa, yes sir.
Mr. Chair, pwede ko bang tanungin isa dito sa mga, ito si Mr. Rogelio is obviously nandyan. Sino ba yung mga ibang
Your Honor,
participate?
For the record, I was not there at that hotel, Your Honor. That's not me depicted in the photograph.
Hindi ba ikaw yan?
No, Your Honor. I have not been there at the Novotel ever since.
Did you participate in the chat group?
What chat group, Your Honor?
The chat group we just presented. Is his
Because
name, was his Facebook page identified in the chat group?
Check my records, Your Honor.
Well, check, Mr. Chair. Mr. Salamat, sino yung mga iba pang nag-participate? Meron pang siyam na hindi nakikilala. Sino pa yung siyam na yun?
Your Honor, I can no longer confirm who participated.
Diba nandoon ka? But you confirm na nandoon ka?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, alam mo kung sino-sino yung mga nandoon? Diba, nandoon ka eh.
If asked to recall, Your Honor, I can no longer...
Hindi mo na matandaan ngayon.
I can name some names, Your Honor, pero I can't assure you that I would remember all.
No, as far as your memory can remember, sino yung mga hindi pa nababanggit na siyam?
Was I can no longer recall.
We have here some photos. Can you identify them through their photographs, if shown to you? Mix ka rin ba? Migs?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Oh, Migs. Dito lang para pakibigyan mo.
Maybe with the permission of Senator Gatchalian, I just want to ask again, Mr. Bonget Rogelio, obviously it's in the thread, your Facebook page profile. Ikaw ba to na nakatutok ng baril? Yan ba yung Facebook photo mo?
Your Honor, earlier when
Profile?
it was being shown in the projector screen, Your Honor, I was seated at the back. I did not have the opportunity to examine what was actually being shown, Your Honor.
I will present it to you now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just confirm or deny that it is yours.
Paki-check mo na lang yung mga...
Your Honor,
Check mo na lang.
cases have already been filed against me, and I'll answer all allegations, Your Honor, pertaining to my case on the 24th.
Pertaining to your case, yes. But how would identifying those in the photographs incriminate you yourself? That's my question.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request Mr. Rogelio to give back the document. That's our evidence. And you're not at liberty at this point in time. I just want you to confirm if that was your Facebook profile.
It would appear to be similar to my Facebook profile, Your Honor, but to be honest, Your Honor.
Are you a lawyer, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you part of government or you're in a law firm?
I'm connected with a private law firm, Your Honor.
Please state the name of your private law firm.
Abing Abrenica Dagkuta and Associates, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, can we have their oath taken? I don't think they were given their, administered their oath for those who sat down at this table.
Yung hindi pa na-administer yung oath, kindly stand up. Attorney Rogelio.
I already
Tapos na?
swore.
Nasa likod sila pero they were administered their oath already.
So, Mr. Chairman, I just want to ask, please, Senator Gatchalian, sorry.
One final word. Mr. Salamat, ano yung pinag-usapan niyo doon? Andun ka eh. You admitted that you were part of the discussion, your picture is there. So ano yung mga pinag-usapan ninyo?
Your Honor, I respectfully invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Okay. Pero identifying the photographs, the personalities in the photographs, would not incriminate yourself. So kindly check sa mga photographs who among those were present during that meeting.
Your Honor, that would mean that I am incomplicit if I identify them.
Implicit to what?
If I identify them.
Nag-uusap lang kayo doon, nag-meeting lang kayo, hindi naman kayo nang-haze doon.
Yes po. Your Honor, for the record, perjury and obstruction of justice was also filed against me, Your Honor.
So you don't want to perjure yourself here?
That's why I'm invoking my right against
Okay.
self-incrimination.
General, saan sila nag-meet sa Novotel?
Sir, in a function room in Novotel Hotel located at the third floor of the premises.
So they rented a function room?
Yes, Your Honor. It appears that they have a function room available to them.
Who paid for the function room?
We're waiting for the records check with the Novotel Hotel, Novotel regarding this, Your
Please
Honor.
submit to us after getting the information, please submit to this committee.
We will do that, here, Mr. Senator.
Mr. Chairman, may I be allowed to ask the counsel of Atio Castillo's family. I'm not familiar with rules pertaining to disbursement cases. It's obvious that many of these people in these chat groups, in their discussions, are lawyers or future lawyers. May I ask Attorney Kapunan, what are grounds for disbarment once proven that they're actual cover-ups or obstruction of justice cases?
I think that should better be addressed to Attorney Layusa.
Nandito ba si member, is he
sa
with the court?
sa
With the court.
With the court, yeah.
Okay. Attorney Layusa, my apologies, I didn't realize there was a member of the Supreme Court. What are grounds for disbarment, ma'am, at the very least?
Actually, the grounds for disbarment is it should be found in the Code of Conduct for the lawyers, that is impartiality, and another one is for immorality, and then The other ones are those that violations found in the Code of Conduct for Lawyers. Or one of the grounds probably might be obstruction to justice. But somebody has to file a complaint against them.
Attorney, in the context of the discussion here, doon lang kami interesado.
Dito po.
Huwag na po yung immorality kasi wala namang dito.
So ano lang po yun? Yun, obstruction to justice. But somebody has to file a complaint against these lawyers before the Supreme Court or before the IBP, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. Dalawa kasing procedure yan. If you file it with the IBP, then the IBP will take cognizance of the case, and then after everything is finished, after hearing, they will submit their decision or resolution to the Supreme Court for approval. It does not mean that when a decision has been rendered by the IBP, it is already final. No. Under the rules of court, it has to be submitted by the Integrated Bar to the Supreme Court, either to affirm the decision, to dismiss the case, or increase whatever penalty was rendered by the IBP. But when the case is filed before the Supreme Court, the court will let the complainant comment or answer the complaint. Then it is immediately forwarded or endorsed to the IBP for investigation, report, and recommendation. It will now be the IBP who will hear the case. And once again, it is done, there's a resolution, there is a decision, the same is forwarded back to us, to the Supreme Court, for affirmation, dismissal, or a higher penalty, modification, and a higher penalty be rendered against the lawyers.
Thank you, Attorney. Attorney, the reason why I asked this is in aid of legislation. We're in the process of strengthening the anti-hazing law, and we're looking at provisions wherein if they're guilty of any violation of the law, whether it is the higher violation of murder or even just lower violations of the law, automatic yung disbarment or removal from we're looking at possibilities of legislating that. If he's a doctor and therefore his license will be revoked, if he's an accountant as well as their license be revoked, if there's a lawyer, it's an automatic disbarment. The reason why I raised this, Attorney, is because in the Lenny Villa case, unfortunately, some of those who were convicted are, I believe, still lawyers and working in high positions in judiciary. Am I correct, Attorney?
Yes, Your Honors. In fact, some of them, they took their oath in the year 2004, 2002, 2010, and until now, some of them have not yet took their oath for the reasons that the cases filed against them are still pending. Our process at the Office of the Bar Confidant, for example, somebody was involved in hazing and a pending case is still, a case has been filed against them and they apply to take the bar exams. So they have now a pending case. The policy of the court is to let them take the bar exams. But once they pass, we will hold their oath-taking. It might even take 10 years, 15 years, but the court will not allow them to take their oath unless the cases against them has been dismissed. Otherwise, there are instances wherein cases against those involved in hazing were dismissed. The court allowed them to take the bar exams, but they cannot take their oath until further orders from the court. So they have to file a petition before the Supreme Court that they be allowed to take their oath now. But they have to submit certain documents that will convince the Supreme Court that they are now of good moral fiber. So they will allow them to take their oath as a lawyer. So up to the present, Your Honor, we have 70,000 plus lawyers. But actually, there are still some lawyers which have not taken their oath because of their pending cases.
Thank you for the information. Thank you,
Before you proceed, the Chair acknowledges the presence of Senator Joel Villanueva. Morning, sir.
Mr. Chair, just to move on, General, Coronel, for the record, dito sa mga chat messages as well as the CCTV, nandun ba ho si Attorney Divina and the other school officials?
No, we were not able to see Attorney Divina in the CCTV footages, nor his name, or nor his Facebook profile appeared in this chat
How
messages,
about
Your
the
Honor.
other UST officials po, General? Faculty members?
There was an UST administration official, Attorney Albert Sosa, who I understand is the in-house counsel of the University of Santo Tomas, who was mentioned and included in the chat group, Your Honor.
Was he present during the Novotel meeting?
No, Your Honor, we were not able to see him in the videos showing the persons who, the frat members who went to Novotel, Your Honor.
I have a question. Dean, or the very Reverend Herminio Dagohoy, o kaya si Jonathan Santos, sa debarment policy, ano bang debarment policy ng UST?
Mr. Chairman, if I may please be allowed, just very briefly to respond to the statement earlier of Attorney Capulan regarding filing of libel cases. So we have filed 3 libel cases against the good lawyer and one against her son. It's one thing to make a statement about the case, but another thing to make malicious imputation that tend to destroy dignity, honor, and good name of a person that's been built painstakingly over 52 years, Your Honor. Now, in response to your question, Mr. Chairman, the grounds for debarment under our policies, well, we have various grounds. One is fail to meet the QPI. QPI means a minimum average to be able to progress to the next semester. 9-unit rule, meaning you failed 9 units in one semester. Or one-half load rule, meaning you failed one-half of the load for that semester.
So what's the required QPI for students?
It
For each
ranges
semester, I mean.
78 for first year, Mr. Chairman.
78 for first year, second year,
79.
Third year,
80, Mr.
80,
Chairman.
and then fourth year,
80 also, Mr.
80
Chairman.
also. So, may papakita lang akong table dito, ano, yung with the names, ano. I mean no offense, ano.
Sure.
Pero iyan yung table po. If you can read. Based on this table, ten members were allowed to enroll, ano. You allowed admission for the current semester, 2017 to 2018. Pero kung titingnan natin to, parang 4 lang yung magko-qualify. So why is that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Is there another standard for aegis juries?
No, Mr. Chairman. If I may please
Yeah,
be allowed to
please.
clarify. It's like, Mr. Chairman, it takes time before the grades can be computed. For a particular semester, the grades for the first semester were not yet available. So we sort of accommodated about 6 to 8 students. We allowed them to enroll for the next semester pending completion of the grades, Mr. Chairman. So if it turns out that there's a ground for debarment, then they'll be debarred the following sem. It's a benefit that was extended to 68 students, Mr. Chairman. It's not intended to favor one particular group, Mr. Chairman.
So, gaano ba katagal magsabit ng grades yung mga
Well,
faculty?
there were about 2 to 3 faculty members, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
We did not submit the grades on time, and it delayed the enrollment, Mr. Chairman.
And this is preceding a 2-month vacation.
Yes, Mr.
So,
Chairman.
ba't ganun katagal?
And that's why attention has been, we have called attention to the concerned faculty members. And in one instance, we did not give a load.
I just can't understand, ano? Dito, preceding dito, 2 months yung bakasyon. Hindi pa rin nakasabit ng grades? Hindi pa natupan?
Yes, Your Honor. About 3 of them, Your Honor.
So that's a reflection of UST's efficiency, Reverend Father.
No, they will not be given a load, Mr. Chairman. It's a real problem in law school, Mr. Chairman, that grades are not submitted in time.
Well, alam niyo kung suspicioso akong mag-isip, baka kailangan para may mga magre-recruit. Mauubos yung members ng aegis juries pagka sinunod yung debarment policy, as you mentioned earlier. Kung yung academic standards susundin, walang maiiwan eh. Halos ilan? Ilan lang maiiwan? 4.
They will be debarred. Many of them will be debarred. The GP, the head, and the head previous to him were all debarred, Mr. Chairman. The point, Mr. Chairman, is that this is not intended to favor or benefit one group.
They had remained.
68 students. Mr. Balag is already barred, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, but they're still there, and they were able to recruit at you.
No, for the SEM, already barred, Mr. Chairman.
For December, but unfortunately, September 17, nangyari yung kay Atyo. Kung debarred siguro, hindi na sila nakapag-recruit kay Atyo. Baka buhay pa si Atyo ngayon. Hindi
Well,
ba?
Mr. Chairman, what I'm saying is that it's not intended to favor any particular group. In fact, 68 students benefited from
Dean,
this.
with all due respect, it doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem so.
What is that, Mr. That?
It doesn't seem so based on this table. Because kung susundin natin yung debarment policy and compare it with this table, 4 nga lang yung dapat na andyan
About,
na-admit
I was told by the faculty secretary about six students from Aegis Juris out of 68 sort of benefited from this policy, Mr. Chairman.
Anyway, sige, please, gentlemen.
Mr. Chair, if I may, just in that particular,
from
particular
another
point.
UST alumnus.
No, because Mr. Chair, if I recall, the last time I was here during the first hearing, during the first hearing, Mr. Chairman, I remember I raised that issue of website, if you would recall. And I remember after that hearing, I was brought straight to St. Luke's, Mr. Chairman. But I just remember, Mr. Chairman, during that hearing, we talked about it and we asked our dean from UST, Faculty of Civil Law, about that website. And I think I even asked if it is really Divina Law Office na nagmamanage po nung website. Kahapon, Mr. Chair, I tried to Google and look at the UST Civil Law website. Nandun pa rin po yung nandun pa rin yung Aegis Juris fraternity, nakalagay po doon. And again, Mr. Chairman, parang promotion pa rin ho ito. Hindi ko alam kung aware pa rin po ang ating Dean, si Dean Divina, because last hearing, I mentioned this. And unfortunately, if I'm in the shoes of the family of Acho, medyo masakit pa rin po. Nandun pa rin ho Are you still aware of this?
Last time we checked, Mr. Chairman, it was not there.
Sir, you go to Google, this morning, yung staff ko went to Google again, and it's still there. Baka naman...
But it should be removed, Mr. Chairman. It should be removed, Mr. Chairman.
It should be removed. Out of respect lang.
It should be removed, Mr. Chairman.
I think,
there. It should
I
be
think
removed.
it should be removed. Thank you. I just want to raise that up, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Senator Grace, you're recognized.
Mr. Chairman, just to clarify, if you go to the website of USC, it's not there. But if you go to Google, it leads you to a site. And it contains all the history of the website, Mr. Chairman. But if you check the website itself, it's no longer there.
But you're the one managing the website.
No, it's Google, Your Honor, makes reference to the history of the website, old and current. But
So
if you check the website of UST, it's no longer there, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I believe, Chairman, Mrs. Castillo would like to comment.
recognize. During the course of his maybe around last week of August to the first week of September, he was already researching about the fraternity and its connections. It's apparently it's connected to the dean of Divina Law. So that's why he was enticed. He was invited to join. He didn't apply. He was recruited. You know, it took him a while before he decided to join. Because apparently he didn't want to join. He joined because basically the picture of the dean was in the flyer. And he said, maybe I'll consider. Because of course, he's the dean. So that's why he joined. And unfortunately, this happened. We're giving this, we're submitting already the laptop of my son to show researches that he made with regards to the fraternity, its connections to the Divina Law, and all the other documents.
Mr. Chair, may I be allowed to also ask a question to the Dean? Dean Divina, good morning po.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Dean, at the last hearing that we had, medyo magulo nun, several testimonies were given, and a lot of our colleagues had asked a certain number of questions. I remember a question was asked on you on when did you know of the death of Acho Castillo. I clearly remember, it didn't sink to me until after the hearings. I clearly remember you saying 12 noon, it's on record, 12 noon of September 17, which is Sunday. Why did you not immediately notify the parents of Acho Castillo?
Thank you for giving me the chance to clarify, Mr. Chairman. That was about 12 to 13 p.m. after I attended Mass that I spoke with our faculty secretary, and he informed me that a student died allegedly because of hazing. I asked him to get the full name and the address right away so we can talk to the parents, and I also told him to talk to the Father Regent to inform me about it. And around nearing 6 p.m., I got another call from the faculty secretary informing me that based on unconfirmed reports, the student carried allegedly the name of Castillo. I did not have the full name, Mr. Chairman, nor the address. I only had the surname. If I have the full name and the surname, I would have gone to the parents myself. But I only had the surname, Mr. Chairman. So I thought it's more prudent to wait for the confirmation as to the full name and the address before I alert the authorities. And obviously, without the full name and the address, I cannot talk to the parents. But if I had those details, Mr. Chairman, I would have gone to the parents right away.
Who informed you, Dean?
The faculty secretary.
At 12 noon?
No, 12:15 after Mass,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, our faculty secretary informed me that based on a confirmed report, the student died allegedly because of hazing. So I asked him right away, get the full name and the address, and nearing 6 p.m., we spoke again, and he told me that the student carried the surname of Castillo, but no complete name, no address, Mr. Chairman.
You know, Dean, it's hard for me to believe that your story, Dean. I'm sure your brads had called you up by that time already informing you. Of course, your story is your story, and what we believe is what we'd like to believe, but as Dean of the College of Law in UST, it's under your watch. See, Senator Lacson was former PNP chief, and he headed units, and I'm sure if his men had passed away during operations, he personally would make sure that he would call up next of kin of that of their unit to inform them of the death of their family member. It's kind of hard for me to believe that you only actually approached the family in the wake. No call was made. As a matter of fact, it's only September 20, a Wednesday, or 3 days after Atio's death, which was reported by media, that you had visited the wake of Atio's parents. No call was made, no letter was given, no announcement. That's your watch, Dean. Di ba? Tao mo yan eh. Pamilya mo yan. That is your responsibility as Dean of the university. Can you explain yourself?
Yes, Chairman. I do not have the contact numbers of the members of the fraternity. I have kept my distance from them. I do not have their as I said, their telephone numbers, their contact numbers, their addresses. I only rely on the report of the faculty secretary. And I spoke with the mother of Atio on Monday, Mr. Chairman, through a former student, Claire Castillo. So I talked to her Monday and assured her that I will help in bringing the perpetrators to justice. And I went to the wake on Wednesday, only on Wednesday, because I was told that the remains should be made available for viewing only on Tuesday, Your Honor.
But Dean, the school records are clear. You have the last name, how many Castillos are there in UST law. You have the addresses, I'm sure, and this can be confirmed by UST. You have the addresses, you have the home numbers, you have the numbers of next of kin. I'm also a university. I graduated from University of the Philippines. They have all my details, my contact details of my parents. I had given them all. So it is impossible that the dean of university would not know one of their students. I'm sure your students are not numbering more than thousands. I'm sure they're by the hundreds. It's easily recovered. I mean, there was no push on your part. to actually, that's what pains me, Dino. It only dawned to me afterwards, when I remember even approaching you after the session and I said, please help in the speedy justice of this case. You promised, and yet no one of your members have come out to support this case. No one. Not even Solano, who promised to do it several times during hearing and in executive session. So, you can't also blame us for how we feel na talagang nagago kami ng grupong ito. And I feel that justice should be meted out. And it's unfortunate, Dino. You could have done more. I feel that that day, you should have done more to be able to reach out to the family and be the one to inform them, not through an anonymous text message. While for almost 24 hours, the poor parents of Acho Castillo was going from morgue to morgue, hospital to hospital, looking for a body of their child. Kung anak mo yan din, nangyari sa'yo, put yourself in their shoes. You people, you have brothers and sisters, put yourself in your shoes kung nangyari yan sa mga kapatid nyo. I believe Mrs. Castillo would like to, Acho or Ma'am Mini?
For the record, I've never spoken to Dean. Never.
Ma'am, I think Monday through Claire Castillo. I spoke with you Monday after.
I really don't converse with Miss Claire Castillo.
I used the phone of Claire. And
I never remembered anything that
Kindly
I...
address the chair.
I'm sorry.
Kindly address the
Sorry
chair.
po.
So, Mr. Chair, are you saying, Dean, that you spoke to Mrs. Castillo through somebody else's phone?
I spoke with Claire Castillo. At that time, I wanted to ask...
Claire is the sister.
I think, Claire, relative of the Castillo family.
Sir, Mr. Castillo.
Claire Castillo is a first cousin.
So you cannot say that you spoke to the parents.
I was
you
able
spoke
to...
You spoke to somebody else. Meron kayong ibang kinausap, hindi sila.
I spoke with the mom using the cell phone of Claire Castillo, to the best of my recollection, Mr. Chairman.
So, Mrs. Castillo, you don't recall having spoken to...
I don't remember talking to him.
To the dean.
But I remember one instant when my cousin handed me her phone, and it was the dean talking to me, trying to extend his help for funeral expenses.
And
That's
when
all.
was this?
This was already Monday around maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. But I did not accept the offer, Your Honor.
So perhaps this is what you're talking about, that you spoke to them Monday. You done?
Yes, I'm done. Please,
So, Mr. Chair, if I may ask my questions now.
Yes, please. Please proceed.
Unahin po natin yung NBI. Naririto ba yung NBI? Or yung MPD lang yung investigano. So just para sa ating record lang po, yung kinamatay ni Atio Castillo ay dahil sa pangbubugbog.
Our medical legal findings show that he died of the injuries which we believed he has sustained during the initiation rites, Your Honor.
So, what were the injuries were caused by blunt force, by hand, by paddle? Do you have any description of?
Ma'am, may I ask our medical legal officer to explain the technical...
Sige po, paki-explica po. Doctor?
Yes, good morning, Your
Have
Honor.
you taken your oath?
No, Your Honor.
The ComSec, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this Senate inquiry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Paki-explica po, Doktora, kung ano po yung nakita ninyong nangyari dito kay Atio.
Your Honor, the cause of death is severe blunt traumatic injuries, both upper limbs.
So, ibig sabihin blunt, maaring pambubugbog ng kamay o may ginamit na bagay?
Possible, Your Honor.
So, ang ibig sabihin po nito, talagang makikita ba ninyo kung marami ang gumawa nito o isang tao lang o hindi nyo madidetermina sa inyong autopsy report?
No, Your Honor.
Hindi. So, at least yan ay nasa record natin. So, yun nga, dito sa mga kasamahan niya, siya ay namatay marahil sa pambubugbog mismo ng mga dapat niyang maging kapatid. Matanong ko nga, si Mr. Trangia na naririto, yung sasakyan ng iyong ama na Mitsubishi Strata ang ginamit para dalhin si Mr. Castillo sa ospital, tama ba?
Your Honor, I invoke my right against self-incrimination, Your Honor.
Pero ito'y nasa video kasi na nandun yung sasakyan. Totoo ba na kasama rin daw yung tatay mo nung mga hinatid mo yung...
Your Honor, may ongoing case na po about sa obstruction of justice, and I invoke my right against self-incrimination, Your Honor.
So, lahat yan, marahil hindi mo sasagutin, pero nilalabas ko yan sapagkat mukhang hindi naman kayo ni Mr. Solano ang naroon mismo sa pambubugbog, pero nagamit kayo para pagtakpan ng lahat ng ito. So, hindi mo sinasabi, ayaw mo aminin dito na sasakyan ng tatay mo na maaaring ang tatay mo ay kasama mo. Ngayon, Mr. Solano, ikaw ang nagdala sa ospital. Yan, malinaw yon. Kasi ikaw lang yung iniwan nila doon. Hinihingi ng nanay ni Mr. Castillo ang kanyang mga kagamitan, cellphone, relo, na wala pa sa kanya. Naalala mo ba nung hinatid mo kung nandun pa sa katawan o wala na doon yung cellphone o kaya yung relo?
Your Honor, with all due respect, I would invoke my right against self-incrimination.
May I just remind the resource persons, you can invoke your right against self-incrimination, and we will respect that. But do not invoke there's already an ongoing case. Wala pa naman sub-judice rule dito, nasa preliminary investigation pa lang tayo. So if you want to remain silent, just invoke your right against self-incrimination, but not all the time. When you say right against self-incrimination, it's right against self-incrimination, not against incriminating others. Anyway, please proceed.
Kasi Mr. Solano, inamin mo naman na ikaw nagdala sa ospital, di ba? Nung unang hearing natin, hindi ba? Nabanggit mo ikaw. So, alam natin na ang dinala mo ay si Atyo, Atcho. Ikaw nagdala. Marahil naman ay napansin mo kung ano yung suot niya, kung may relo pa ba siya, kung may cellphone pa ba siya. Sa tingin ko naman, hindi na yun makakasama sa yung kaso para lang sabihin yun. Ngayon, iba naman ang tanong kung kinuha mo ba o may kumuha ba. Tinatanong ko lang sa'yo, nakita mo ba na nandun pang relo niya o ang cellphone niya? O hindi mo matandaan? Pinanggit mo na, ikaw nagdala eh.
Nabi mo na yun sa hearing last week eh.
Your Honor, if I would know, it would be included on my sworn statement.
Okay, Mr. Solano, it will be included in your sworn statement. What difference does it make by mentioning it here now? Anyway, you will bring it out. The point is, the mother's making an appeal, ang nanay ay umaapila na. Yan ang mga huling bagay na nasa anak niya. Tapos, inamin mo naman din, di naman namin sinabing ikaw nang bugbog eh. Ikaw nga ang nagdala. Marahil talagang na-pressure ka. Sabi mo nga, naawa ka sa bata kaya nagpaiwan ka na lang. At minura mo sila dahil alam mong mali. So, natatandaan mo ba, nandun pa yung gamit? Hindi ito makakapabigat sa kaso mo, ha? Para lang matandaan mo kung nandun yung relo at yung cellphone.
Your Honor,
o hindi mo matandaan.
I cannot recall the...
Again, with the indulgence of Senator po, I'll just cite to you yung aming Rules of Procedure Governing Inquiries in Aid of Legislation. No? Resolution number 5. This has been published. No? Section 18. Contempt. The chairman, with the concurrence of at least one member of the committee, may punish or cite in contempt any witness before the committee who disobeys any order of the committee or refuses to be sworn or to testify or to answer a proper question by the committee or any of its members or testifies falsely or evasively, or who unduly refuses to appear or bring before the committee certain, etc., etc. So I would just like to remind you that we're 5 here. Chairman, with the concurrence of at least one member, we can cite you in contempt and order your arrest and immediate detention if you keep on evading answering proper questions. So just a reminder.
Mr. Chair, yung ating mga kasama dito, no? Alam nyo, dapat isama na rin ninyo dun sa inyong affidavit o sa inyong salaysay kung meron na nanakot sa inyo. Kasi parang ayaw ninyong magbanggit ng mga pangalan. Meron bang nananakot sa inyo? Kasama yan. Sa dapat managot din sila. Dahil ito naman ay hindi lamang dito sa nangyari kay Mr. Castillo. Kung may mga ibang bata na ginigipit ng mga kasamahan sa frat, dapat talagang managot rin. Gusto kong tanungin itong si Mr. Balag. Arvin Balag, ikaw ba ang president nitong frat o ano bang tawag sa'yo dito?
With all due respect, Your Honor, I would like to invoke my right against self-incrimination.
For the position you're holding in the fraternity, you're invoking your right?
Your Honor, being charged with the violation of anti-hazing law, Your Honor, it's one of the elements of the...
No, I'm not asking if you performed hazing. I'm just asking a legitimate fraternity, supposedly, that just has initiation rights, not necessarily admitting to hazing. Are you the head of that fraternity?
Your Honor, being a member officer is part of its element po. So I'm invoking my right.
Wait a minute.
Again, may I remind you, don't force us to cite you in contempt.
You are
Do not force us because medyo wag mong i-irritate yung mga members dito. A very simple question of your position and you're invoking your right against self-incrimination? Come on.
Mr. Balag, ikaw ay miyembro ng Aegis Juris, di ba? Siguro naman malinaw yan, nandito ka ngayon. O nagmamatigas ka na dun sa sinabi mong code of silence, dun sa yung text messages. Tingnan mo ito dito sa application, Aegis Juris Fraternity Law, Faculty of Civil Law, ikaw ang nakapirma. Tapos ito sa organization sheet, position ng organization, president. Ito yung University of Student Affairs ng UST, recognition ng fraternity. Andito na, malinaw. Ni pagiging miyembro, hindi mo aaminin? Anong klaseng leader ka ng yung fraternity? Mga kasamahan sa fraternity, yan ang leader ninyo.
Your Honor, I'm invoking my right, Your Honor.
I think, Mr. Chair, I would like to move that this resource person be cited in contempt.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion to cite in contempt Mr. Arvin Balag, and it is properly seconded. The motion is carried. So, Sergeant at Arms, after this hearing, you place him under detention. If you we're giving you another chance. You just answer straight. Don't be evasive. Ang tawag ng mga lawyers dito, res ipsa loquitur, hindi ba? Andyan na tinatanggi mo pa. And you're still invoking your right against self-incrimination. Why would it incriminate you kung i-appear mo lang yung nasa record ng UST? So, we're giving you another chance.
Mr. Chair, alam mo, nakakaawa rin, ano? Mga bata pa ito eh. Pero bata pa lang ganyan na mag-isip. Kung hindi natin yan ilalagay sa tama ngayon pa lang, lalo na siguro pag tumanda na yan. Ang fraternity ninyo, may motto pa na, do no injustice, suffer no injustice. You're doing an injustice to your fellow schoolmate, fratmate, brother, by not answering these questions. Nandito na nga yung mga magulang. Siguro naman kayo may pamilya rin. Alam mo, napakasimple. Ayaw na namin itong contempt na to. Ayaw namin mag-detain. Sagutin mo lang yung simpleng tanong. Pero kung ayaw mo, ikaw nang pumili niyang magiging kinahinatnan mo ngayon. Si Dean, tanong ko naman ito kay Dean Divina. Dean, hindi ba yung law firm na nagre-representa ng UST ay Divina Law Firm rin?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, maaring sangkot dito talagang UST dahil estudyante nila ang napahamak. Ngayon, kung darating sa punto na magkakaroon ng kaso, yung law firm mo ang magre-representa. Kayo rin ang dean ng law firm. Kayo rin ang isa sa mga naging miyembro nitong Aegis Juris na ngayon, ikaw ay naka-leave. Hindi ba nararapat rin? Hindi ba sumagi sa iyong isipan na unang-una ay dapat mag-inhibit ka na o umalis ka na muna bilang dean ng UST? Pangalawa, sa recruitment na sinasabi nga ni Mrs. Castillo, kayo ang ipinagyayabang ng fraternity nito na miyembro. Aba, kung ako rin estudyante sa UST, ng law firm, ng law school, at nakita ko na ang dean, ang dating miyembro ng frat na to, iisipin ko, mapapalagay yung loob ko kung sasama ako dito, siguro pag nagkaroon ako ng problema, matutulungan ako ng dean, hindi ako basta-basta makikick out. Siguro dapat mag-leave ka na rin dito.
Your Honor, I thought about that very seriously, and after deliberation and bring it to my own prayers, I came to the conclusion that I cannot abandon my students, especially the barristers who are preparing for the bar examination, my 40 students and the rest of the studentry. Mr. Chairman, I have the support of the students, the Alumni Association, the faculty, and despite what's happening to my life, one after the other, I have not missed a single lecture, Mr. Chairman, except for that Wednesday, that there was a hearing, but I made up for it. I don't think my dedication, my commitment to teaching and as an academician has been changed because of this. This is one incident that we're trying to resolve. I don't think it has a bearing on my competence, my dedication as a dean, a professor, and academician, Mr. Chairman.
With all due respect, Dean, I'm sure it has no bearing to your competence. You might be overcompetent nga eh. But my problem is this, nobody is indispensable. And even if the alumni, even if they agree that you are dedicated, that you're good with your job, this is one aspect of your job. But it weighs in heavily on the impression that you give, being still the dean of UST. I think we should have, in fact, the president of the UST to show up here at some point in the hearing, because you are the dean, but then we have a very important criminal investigation that's ongoing. And you are, I wouldn't say that you're front and center of it, but definitely a figure that's looming large. Nobody's indispensable, sir, and I think that giving a few months is a sacrifice on your part as well. Not just teaching, you can still continue lecturing, but holding a position in power as dean will, I believe, can compromise and can even scare away certain members, especially, I think it's a conflict of interest as dean, as counsel of UST, as being subject to the investigation. Itong mga estudyante na to na may mga nakabinbin pa na grades, baka matakot ito na pag nagsalita ako, baka yung, kahit wala naman ako talagang parte sa pag-hazing na yan, baka mamaya biglang bumagsak ako o may mangyari sa akin. This is just my opinion, but I think that the UST board should be able to come up with a resolution on placing you first on leave.
If I please be allowed to respond, I am not in charge or part of the commission conducting investigation. The Father Director created an independent commission to look into this, Mr. Chairman, and I have not given any special preference or treatment to the Aegis Juris fraternity. 4 of their heads were debarred during my time, and they have been suspended preventively and actually. I have been a dean to all students regardless of affiliation, Mr. Chairman. I did not play favorites. I have maintained my neutrality.
Well, you can prove that even more by going on leave for a few months. And this is also goodwill on your part because you may not have any direct hand, but again, your figure, you're a large figure, you're looming behind all of these investigations and even in the lives of the students. I would like to ask, for example, with you being the dean now of UST, UST is also maintaining your law firm, is it not?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So if there's any question against you, it's also the same law firm that will be defending you, I suppose.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So I really see right there and then that there's really conflict here. And in fact, Dean, even if you say that you really cared and apparently have spoken to one of the Castillos as early as Monday, the fact that you were dean and you waited from 12:15 noon until 6 o'clock before doing further investigation as who that student is. If I were a member of the school, let's say board or even as dean, I would be frantic already the minute I found out that a student was in trouble. But you waited how many hours for a confirmation? And then you waited until the next day even to tell the parents. I mean, that after the media, and I feel, Dean, that alone might be a basic instinct also for self-preservation. Imagine, you're a member of this frat, and you're also the dean of UST. So, in that case, I really think that it's already somehow affecting how your actions are. Natural lang yun. You're human. So, I think that's the easiest thing to do is step aside and as you said, there's an independent investigating group. Let them do their job. But in the meantime, just continue on lecturing, but you don't have to be dean.
Well, I respect your opinion, Mr. Chairman, but as I said, I thought about this, and I think the great interest of the students is what is paramount. And I have maintained my neutrality, and I have said that so many times. I have maintained my distance from the fraternity. And I'm not a member or part of the commission. Not
When were
really
you,
involved.
Dean, I'm sorry, when were you a member of this Aegis Juris? What year?
I joined in 1986, Mr. Chairman.
At that time, in 1986, wala pa yatang anti-hazing law noon. May hazing ba na naganap sa'yo?
I think I testified in that last time, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I was. But after that, I recommended measures to the fraternity, and they abolished paddling. So 2 years after my time, they abolished paddling, and I presume that is still the case until this incident cropped up, Mr. Chairman.
You know what? Aside from being a member of this fraternity, you're also dean. And so, letting them sign a piece of paper that they will not do hazing is not necessarily a proactive approach. I'm sure marami kang mga kasama dyan na nakakausap. May hazing pa ba kayo? Nagpapadala ba ng representative ang USD to observe initiation rites? Have you done anything beyond having a signed covenant with these different fraternities that they should not be conducting hazing?
But school authorities will only be set, Mr. Chairman, if the school has been notified of the initiation rite. And it's not the office of the dean that receives notice of initiation rites, but the office of the student affairs, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, but have you proactively at least asked other members of the Aegis Juris to report to you if there are any illegal hazing activities that's happening?
Every year, Mr. Chairman, they're required to undertake that they will not engage in hazing in any form or manner whatsoever as a condition for recognition.
I know officially. But wag mo sabihin wala ka ng mga kilala dyan kahit on leave na tinatanong mo may hazing ba nangyayari? May natanong ka ba?
I presume that there is no haste, Mr. Chairman.
No, see? Okay. So this alone shows you're just presuming, you're assuming, but you're not exactly proactively investigating because you know how these kids are. You're once like them. And you know they'll do it behind the back of authorities. But having been a part of that particular group and system, you should know, you should be one step ahead of them. And as Dean, if you're serious about this, you should have asked, you should have investigated, and I'm sure you would have found out. So you have not.
But you can only investigate if there's a ground to investigate, Mr. Chairman. There's no ground to investigate. There are no occasions that would warrant investigation. That
No.
My
There's
part
always
investigate,
ground to investigate
Mr.
because you
Chair,
know these are young children.
If I may interject, just
With the permission of Senator
just
Grace.
with your permission, Senator Grace. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me point out something here. In 2016, there was an altercation between Aegis Juris and Gamma Delta Epsilon. Are you aware of this, Dean Divina?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. In our research, we discovered that last year there was a complaint filed with the Office of the Bar Confidant about the confrontation between Aegis Juris Fraternity and Gamma Delta Epsilon during the bar exams last October 12, 2016. In fact, in our research, it indicates that Dean Nilo Divina signed a memorandum where members of the Gamma Delta Epsilon fraternity and Aegis Juris fraternity were suspended from all bar operations and other, and I quote, all bar operations and other student activities within the UST campus or other site where the UST Faculty of Civil Law has an official activity. Will you confirm that, sir?
I did issue a circular
you signed
pending result of investigation,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. However, and this is what I wanted to raise, Mr. Chairman, in relation to Senator Grace's questions. Upon my talks with students from our alma mater, from UST, we were informed that there were only suspensions and no other penalties imposed on these fraternities and their members. Mr. Chairman, and may I ask the Dean of UST Civil Law, would not the altercation of 2016, as confirmed by that memorandum you signed, be basis for permanently revoking the recognition of both Aegis Juris and the Gamma Delta Epsilon fraternity for the coming academic year, 2017-2018? Ito yung tinatanong ni Senator Grace. Kung ako'y sasama sa isang fraternity, at gaya po ng sinabi ng nagmamahal na ina ni Acho, kung makikita ko po na nandun po kayo, nandun yung picture po ninyo, talagang mai-inspire ho ako. With this issue na nangyari sa Manila Hotel, hindi pa rin na-revoke yung recognition sa kanila. As we speak, as I mentioned earlier, whether it's Divina Law Office handling the website of UST Civil Law, or it's just Google or technicality, if I Google, lalabas eh. So, lalakas yung loob ko. Talagang may engganyo ako na sumama dito kasi parang may protection ako eh. Can you comment on that, Dean?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Why we created an independent committee to conduct investigation, and everybody is entitled to due process. I did not participate in the conduct of investigation, Mr. Chairman. It was headed by Dean Lope Peble from MLQ, who also teaches in UST, Attorney Vicky Luanson, who teaches in UP and UST, and Attorney Elgin Perez. So they're not affiliated with any fraternity. They conducted their own investigation, and their recommendation was to impose 6-month suspension, Mr. Chairman. I did not interfere in the conduct of the investigation, and records should bear me out that I have imposed sanctions on the members of the fraternity, Mr. Chairman.
And it would not warrant the revocation of or the recognition of the UST Faculty of Civil Law sa dalawang fraternities na ito?
It's not the civil law, the Dean's office that conducts this investigation, that determines if there's a ground to discredit any student organization, but the OSACs, Mr. Chairman.
So you just let them operate, and gagaya nga nung tanong ni Senator Grace, don't you think it influences yung mga potential magiging members ng fraternity na ito na, uy, okay itong fraternity na to, na pag may nangyari, pwede ka tayong, may protection tayo.
Well, there is no protection because I have imposed sanctions. In fact, membership in the fraternity is now a badge because the deed has been well, not in their favor. I would like to maintain my neutrality, and unfortunately, they are the receiving end of the bargain. So the doubts are resolved against them, not in their favor. If I give the special treatment, then they wouldn't have been suspended preventively, Mr. Chairman.
Yung revocation po, wala ho kayong magagawa, parang yun yung sinasabi.
But for this year, Mr. Chairman, they're not accredited by the university.
Okay po. Sige po. Thank you, Senator Grace.
Was there ever a resolution served to both fraternities?
Mr. Chairman, the draft was signed by the chairman July 18, routed
July 18.
dated July 18, but routed to the other members sometime in August, and given to us only second week, 30th of August, Mr. Chairman.
When was it served to AJF, for example? And when was it served to Gamma, the other fraternity?
Well, based on policy, Mr. Chairman, it has to be concurred by the OSACs.
No, my question is, when was the resolution served to both fraternities? Was there ever a resolution?
There was, Mr. Chairman.
So when was the resolution served?
Can you ask him? Last week, Mr. Chairman.
Last week, after Atyo?
But the resolution was given to us only 2 weeks after enrollment has started, Mr. Chairman.
So na-serve lang ito after nag-blow up yung Atyo hazing.
But the
I heard yung Gamma has not received their resolution. They have not been served. Only AJF. Is that correct?
Well, verified, Mr. But I think we served on both parties, Mr. Chairman.
Only last week.
It was concurred in by. It had to be concurred in by the OSACs.
Only last week.
Yes, because it was concurred in only last October, Mr. Chairman.
Kailan man nangyari? 2014 and 2016 incidents, di ba?
No,
Dalawa?
2016, Mr. Chairman.
2016. Anyway, sige, Senator Grace.
Senator Grace, may I just one last, just to point out, kanina kasi Mr. Chairman sabi sa atin na suspend you ba? But in the altercation dito sa Manila Hotel, nandito yung pangalan ng mga involved. Nandito po yung si Arvin Balag, nandito po Mr. Chairman si Ralph Trangia. Nandito po yung mga pangalan, no? Marcelino Bagtang, Joshua Makabili, Min Wei Chan. So, I don't know kung ano yung sinasabi, Mr. Chair, na if they were suspended, they're still here, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, it's prospective, Mr. Chairman. The suspension was, the resolution was signed by the chairman July 18, but concurred in by the other members of the committee sometime in August, and given to our office only second, 30th of August, and then had to be concurred in by the OSACs based on the policy, and served in October, Mr. Chairman. So it has to be implemented or imposed prospectively, not retroactively, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Balag, were you there sa altercation na nangyari sa Manila Hotel? Or you still want to invoke your right to...
Do not commit the mistake, ha? Mamaya, may babasahin pa sa yung Section 19. You can be detained anywhere under the supervision of the Sergeant at Arms. So, do not irritate the members. Kasi baka sa Pasay City Jail ka namin padala.
During the incident in Manila Hotel po, opo.
You were there?
Yes.
You were part of the altercation?
Yes, case was filed against us, but it was dismissed po.
Okay, what about you, Mr. Ralph Trangia? Just for the record, were you there?
Mr. Chair, the case against them in Manila Hotel was dismissed. But then this is what Arvin Balag is saying. Na-dismiss yung kaso ninyo?
Opo.
Na-dismiss ng alin, korte?
No, it was dismissed by the prosecutor po.
Dismissed by the prosecutor? On what grounds?
Hindi ko po alam eh.
Pero, ang UST or the independent investigation came up with a recommendation. What was the recommendation?
6 months suspension, Mr. Chairman.
So they found evidence of wrongdoing, obviously, of fault. But the prosecutor dismissed it.
Well, there are different levels of evidence required for admin and criminal case, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I think si Ralph Trangia would answer my question. Unless he wants to invoke again his right to...
Yes, Your Honor, andun po ako.
You were there.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were part of the case.
Yes, sir, pero the case was dismissed, sir.
Yeah, and you were suspended also
Yes, sir.
for 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Both of you, kayo ni Arvin, 6 months suspended ka rin, Arvin?
We were suspended for a month, 3 weeks or a month.
Preventive suspension yon, hindi pa yung actual suspension, right? Kasi yung 6 months, that decision just come up recently, Dean? So they haven't served it, right? 6 months
It will be served next. It was served October 4, Mr. Chairman, October 4.
So, effective immediately. Just now, right? They haven't served it in the past.
Yes, sir.
So, ano yung sinasabi mong 1-month suspension? Ito pending an investigation of the Manila Hotel incident. Am I right?
It was after the incident po. We were
Kaya
suspended.
nga, after the incident,
Apo.
while they were conducting investigation.
Yes po.
Okay. So, Mr. Trangia, ikaw ba estudyante pa rin sa UST Law?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, hindi ka pa rin nakikick out?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ikaw, Mr. Balag,
I'm already enrolled in another law school po.
is there a reason why you're enrolled in
I
another
was
school?
I was debarred po.
You were what?
Debarred po from UST.
On what grounds?
The 9-unit rule po.
Alin?
9-unit rule po.
Anong ibig
If
sabihin
you
nun?
fail 3 subjects po.
So, it is an academic consideration. That's why you had to be moved to another school.
Yes po.
Okay. Matanong ko na, habang nandyan ka, Mr. Trangia, so meron ka nga bang pulang sasakyan na Mitsubishi? O ang tatay mo? Di ko sinasabing ito yung sasakyan na ginamit, ha? Para dalhin si Mr. Castillo sa ospital. Meron ka bang Mitsubishi na pula? Na, ano ba to? Strada ba? Strada.
Your Honor, pasensya na ho, pero may tendency po yung question nyo na mag-lead sa allegations po about sa amin at yung magulang ko sa about sa red
Wala pa, alam
Wala
mo,
pa
pwede.
yung tanong. Hintay mo muna yung tanong na magli-lead.
First of all, hindi ibig sabihin na may sasakyan kang ganon, yun ang ginamit na sasakyan. At saka sabi mo, sa salaysay mo, ilalabas mo rin naman yan. So, meron ka bang sasakyan na pulang Mitsubishi Strada?
Pasensya na, Your Honor, pero I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Okay, General Coronel, dun sa nakita na naka-record sa CCTV ba, meron nga bang Mitsubishi na pula at sino may-ari base dun sa plaka?
As a result of the investigation, Your Honor, we were able to view the CCTV recording at the Chinese General Hospital. There was a red Mitsubishi Strada pickup seen with plate number Zulu Tango Victor 539. And based on verification with the Land Transportation Office, it was registered to Mr. Arthur Tranja po, ma'am.
Arthur Tranja, yun ba? Ano bang pangalan ng tatay mo?
Antonio Tranja, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I stand
Antonio.
corrected to Mr.
Okay.
Antonio Tranja.
So, anong pangalan ng tatay mo?
Antonio po, Your Honor.
So, Antonio Tranja. So, pareho lang dun sa nakarehistro na nakita. Pero hindi mo nasasagutin, syempre, kung yun nga yung nakita. Bakit
No,
ka...
anong address nakalagay, General Coronel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on the LTO records,
Yes.
what's the address of Antonio?
The record of certificate of registration shows that the address is 52 MacArthur Highway, Bangkal, Mekawayan, Bulacan, Region 3, Your Honor.
Doon ka ba nakatira? Anong address mo? Pakibigay yung address mo, Mr. Trangia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Doon ka nakatira?
Yes po.
Okay. Alam mo, napapabalitaan, kahit sa news, na ikaw ay pumuntang Amerika kasama ng iyong ina. At totoo ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
At kusa kang bumalik dito nung nagkaroon na ng investigasyon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alam mo, makikita mo dito ano nga first name mo ulit, Mr. Trangia? First name?
Ralph, Your Honor.
Ralph, hindi ko kasing makita yung nameplate mo. Ganon kakamahal siguro ng mga magulang mo. Na ang tatay mo di umano, kasama mo nga dito, ang nanay mo, pinotektahan ka. Natural lang yun sa mga magulang. Siyempre, ayaw mong mas lalong madiin o lumalim pa ang nagiging problema ng anak mo. Ang instinct ay tutulungan. Ang swerte ng mga magulang mo, nandyan ka pa. Hindi na nila kayang protektahan ng anak nila. Kaya nga dito na sinamahan ka ng nanay mo na ilabas ka, naintindihan ko yung ginawa ng nanay mo eh. Pero, ngayon, isalba mo naman din ang pangalan nila. Lalong-lalo na kung hindi naman ikaw talaga ang direktong pumatay dito kay Mr. Castillo. So, sasakyan mo ba yung ginamit o hindi mo pa rin sasagutin yan?
Your Honor, pasensya na po, pero I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Ay, nako. Nandito ba ang tatay mo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pwede ba natin matawag, sir?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Kindly call Mr. Antonio Trangia. Claire, Comsec.
Ang nanay mo rin ba naririto?
Kindly administer the oath to Mr. Antonio.
Yes, Your Honor.
Siguro both your parents, if they can be here. Wala dito yung driver. Hindi po na isa pero binigay na po kami ng pangalan. Yung driver mo ba nandito, Mr. Trangia?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Okay. So the parents. Nasaan yung mga magulang mo? Ito po ba sila? Siguro dapat malumpa muna.
Comsec.
Sir, ma'am, kindly stand po. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this Senate inquiry? Okay, thank you.
Please proceed, Senator Po.
Okay. Mr. Trangia, what's your first name? The father of Ralph. Bakit?
Antonio Trangia po, Your Honor.
Okay. Mrs. Trangia, ano po yung full name nyo?
Rosemary Trangia po, Your Honor.
Mr. Trangia, Antonio Trangia, sinabi po ni General Coronel na sasakyan ninyo nakita sa CCTV footage ng Chinese General Hospital. Makukumpirma mo ba na sasakyan mo yon?
Your Honor, with all due respect, may mga allegation na po na ano sa akin na allegedly yung sasakyan po na naghatid kay Horacio sa Chinese General Hospital ay ano po sa name ko po.
Pero driver mo nakausap niyo. Kasi syempre, di ba, naglabasa na yung balita na yan. Natural, kakausapin mo yung driver mo. Nandun ka ba? Ano nangyari?
Wala po akong...
Hindi mo kinausap ang driver ninyo. Alam mo, kayo po ay nanumpa, ha? Huwag kayong magsisinungaling. Kung meron na pabalitaan na ganyan, ang una mong tatanungin ay ang mga empleyado mo. Totoo ba yon? O nawala ang sasakyan, nakarnap pa yung sasakyan noong mga oras na yon? Hindi mo kinausap ang iyong driver? Si Romeo Laboga. Nasa inyo pa ba si Mr. Laboga?
Yung driver ko po, kasama ko po nung time po na allegedly na sasangkot po yung sasakyan po namin.
So, sinasabi mo, nung namataan ang sasakyan mo sa Chinese General Hospital, kasama mo ang driver mo?
Opo.
So, sinasabi mo parang ngayon
Nasa
na
amin po yung...
nasa inyo. Siguro, Mr. Chair, to be able to verify this new information, apparently the driver who Mr. Solano testified was one of those that he spoke with, Mr. Antonio Tranguia is now saying was apparently with him at that time. We need to have the driver here. So, kung ganon, yes.
Gusto po lang namin kayo inform. We'd just like to warn you. Maraming witnesses po nakakita ng driver ng red pickup na yan. Kung magsinungaling po kayo dito, we can cite you in contempt. That's serious grounds.
Opo.
Okay. Thank you.
So, ngayon, si Mrs. Rosemary Tranguia, kayo po ay ng ibang bansa ng iyong anak na ura-urada. Ano pong dahilan nun? Kasi nasa kaligitnaan ng semester. So, bakit mo dinalang anak mo sa ibang bansa?
Your Honor, I invoke my right against self-incrimination, Your Honor.
Pasensya na po pero mukhang may pinagmanahan ng anak ninyo.
Your Honor, kasi po sa ngayon po may isinampa pong kaso laban po sa akin na obstruction of justice. Kaya mananahimik na lang po muna ako.
Pero umalis kayo.
Opo, Your Honor.
At bumalik rin naman kayo kaagad. Nakikita naman natin yon.
Opo,
So,
Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, ito na nga, nakikita natin na yung mga magulang gusto protektahan ng kanilang anak. Pero kung alam naman ninyo na ang anak ninyo ay walang direktang kagagawan sa pagpatay sa isang tao at maaring napilitan dahil sa kagagawan ng mga ibang kasamahan niya, ang pinakamaganda dyan ay magsabi kayo na yung anak ninyo ay tinatakot kaya nagawa yun. Kung ganun nga ang naging dahilan. Ano po bang trabaho ninyo, Mr. Antonio?
May tire siya po ako, Your Honor.
Ito ba'y panganay ninyo, si Ralph?
Opo, Your Honor.
At nag-aaboga siya pa. So, kayo naman po, ma'am, ano pong trabaho niyo?
Housewife po, Your Honor.
Okay. So,
Madam, with permission of Senator Grace po, Mr. Chairman, gusto ko lang i-establish na yung, ano po yung plate number ng inyong pickup, Mr. Tranguia? Ayan ay public document, public records. You can please tell the committee the truth on the plate number of your vehicle.
remember yung CCTV, may date at time stamp yan.
Your Honor, pasensya na po talaga. May pending na po kasing inano sa na allegedly yung ginamit yung pick up. I invoke my right against incrimination.
Kung hindi niya aminin, Mr. Chair, yung mismong plate number na sasakyan niya, alam naman natin na may tinatago na talaga dito. Alam mo, mas pinapalala ninyo ang inyong sitwasyon. Kasi sa umpisa, maintindihan natin bilang mga magulang, ang una ninyong mga kilos. Pero kung patuloy ninyong pagtatakpan ang isang bagay na mali, hindi na kayo matutulungan. Ngayon, kahuling tanong ko na lang siguro kay General Coronel, isang komento rin. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagpupursige sa investigasyon na ito. Kasi sa mga ibang mga nakakausap natin ng mga director ng PNP, hindi ganito ka-extensive ang partisipasyon nila o pag-iexplika. So maraming salamat. gusto ko lang matanong, no, yung mga cellphone messages o kaya yung mga Facebook post, maaari mo bang sabihin kung sino sa miyembro ng fraternity ang nagbigay sa'yo? O kung ayaw ninyo munang isiwalat yan, kung masasabi lang ninyo, General, na miyembro nga ng fraternity ang nagbigay?
Yes, ma'am. We have sources relating to Facebook posts, exchanges made in the social media, and even calls or SMS sent to different text messages. We have applied the court order to allow us to direct the telecommunications company concerned to provide us these call details, and we're waiting for those results, Your Honor. And we're hoping to submit it on time before the next scheduled preliminary investigation, ma'am.
So, General, you were able to obtain this through forensic intelligence, or was it actually submitted to you by a member of the fraternity?
Both, ma'am. We were able to,
Excuse me,
information
Senator,
were provided to us.
This is in relation to the
Facebook
recent
post
statement
and-
of
Yes,
General Coronel. We have here another screenshot, no?
Yes.
Nag-circulate na ito online, which appears to be a conversation between O.J. Onofre and you're here, no, Mr. Onofre? O.J. Onofre and an identified person. Undated ito, but I'd like to show to our distinguished colleagues yung nilalaman nung screenshot. Please.
Habang hinahanap yan, siguro Dean Divina, papayag ba kayo na ang inyong cellphone ay isumitin ninyo bilang...
Yeah, here it is.
Ito na muna.
Para lang makita natin na talagang planado yung gulpihan. Kasi itong sinasabi rito, J. Onofre, ano, may initiation kami kasi ulit Kaya baka hindi na naman. And then blip, of course. Daming sumasali mga bobo, katmad, haha. This is the part that I'd like to highlight. Ano, gulpihan lang naman dito. See? And yet, in a manifesto that they circulated, manifesto with the alumni of the Aegis Juris Fraternity decry the alleged hazing incident that has allegedly led to the death of Horacio Castillo III. Our sympathies are with the family of Atio during this most difficult time. We call on those who have personal knowledge to come forward and shed light on the incident. Ano ba to? Pang-propaganda lang ba ito? Because nobody has come forward, obviously. And there's a call. We call on those who have personal knowledge to come forward and shed light on the incident. So obviously, nobody's listening to the call. Yes, please proceed. Ayan yung nakita.
Ito nga siguro, Mr. Chair, ito nga nung tinatanong ko si Dean, are you willing to disclose your cell phone number to this committee, not in public but to us, and to submit, are you willing for the National Telecommunications Communication and NBI to trace your calls and text messages during the time surrounding the death of Atio?
Sure, Mr. Chairman, but except of course my clients because they're entitled to confidentiality. But conversation, text message with any of the persons present here, no problem, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Chair, we take note of that. That the Dean is waiving the rights, and he will
so
submit.
directed.
So we will ask for your cell phone number. Thank you for your cooperation, Dean. We're just also hoping that you don't have a burn phone that could have been used. Mrs. Castillo.
I also, Chair, submit a text message that that transpired between me and Acho at the September 12 that I was asking his whereabouts, and he replied, dito sa law firm. I've already submitted the text message to General Coronel.
Meaning the law firm, the Divina law firm.
But previous to that, I called him up, and then because I was worried where he will be parking the car, so I told him, where will you be parking the car? And he told me, they'll be providing me with the parking. I would guess, I guess they will be providing me with the parking. This is during his service. so-called surveys during the initiation week.
Just to clarify, ma'am, when he said he's in the law firm prior to the initiation,
I asked him, is this the one, Long Buendia, near the Petron gas station, or in front of the Petron gas station? And he said yes.
and what law firm is this?
It's a Long Pacific Star. I would assume it was the Divina law firm.
That's the location in the general area. Okay.
Chair, can I please respond? Mr. Chairman, just also submit the CCTV footage of our office. We installed 16 CCTVs in our office, and this will prove that Acho never set foot in our office. It shows my activities from 7 o'clock in the morning up to 3:30 p.m. In the time, I went to the CR and I went to my own chapel. We'll submit it also to the Senate, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Maybe also the building itself, General. I'm familiar with that building sa Pacific Star. Maybe you can ask the footage. Maybe they did not enter the office, but they could have met in the ground floor for pick-up point. Ayon.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to clarify because earlier we made a motion and we voted upon, we seconded the motion on contempt against Mr. Bala. He still has not answered that question I asked him initially. Will we
would like
continue
to
or
give him
can-
another chance, ano, because ito yung Section 19 or the next paragraph of Section 18. A contempt of the committee shall be deemed a contempt of the Senate. Such witness may be ordered by the committee to be detained in such place as it may designate under the custody of the sergeant at arms until she agrees to produce the required documents or to be sworn or to testify or otherwise purge herself of that contempt. And then, he may offer to answer any question in an executive session. So if you wish to purge yourself of the contempt citation, Arvin, we're giving you another chance to answer the question propounded to you by Senator Po.
Oo, kasi Arvin, nasagot mo na, nakasama ka nga dun sa Manila Hotel incident. At dahil nga miyembro ka nitong fraternity, simple lang naman for the record, miyembro ka ng fraternity, ikaw ay officer ng fraternity, sagutin mo na. Kasi nagbibigay ka ng mensahe na hindi mo siniseryoso ang pagdinig na ito kung yung mga napaka-basic na mga tanong ay hindi mo man lang masagot. You know what, counsels? I think you should advise your clients very well. Weigh the consequence of being cited in contempt and being detained. Kailangan mong palitan yung mga abogado mo, ha?
Your Honor, pasensya na po talaga. It's one of the elements of the offense.
That is a choice that you have to make. Ano? You have been already cited in contempt and ordered detained. No? We have not determined where. You may be detained in the Pasay City Jail. I'm telling you that. As suggested by the majority leader, I was just talking to him over the phone. Sabi niya, we're on recess. And we're on recess, ha? And until such time that you are able to purge yourself by testifying or not evading, doon ka palang pwedeng i-release ng committee. Kaya, I don't know if you will still listen to your lawyer for such a simple question that will not incriminate yourself, by the way.
Your Honor, pasensya na po talaga. Because the document itself, it proves but I will not admit it po.
You know what? Being a member of a fraternity does not necessarily admit guilt on what happened. I'm giving you a chance. Kasi bata ka pa, ayaw kitang ma-detain. Lalong-lalo na dun sa Pasay City Jail or kung saan mga city jail. Hindi ko alam kung mensahe mo ito na kaya mo, you're a tough guy, you're the leader, you will take it. But pick your battles. Mahaba-haba pa tong laban na to.
Then say so that you are not the President ba tawag doon, yung GP? Then say so, that you're not the GP. But answer, because that is not incriminatory, self-incriminatory. Just answer. If you're not GP, then say so. If you're GP, then say so. We're giving you so many chances, I'm telling you.
Mr. Chair, kahit hindi mo ibigay ang posisyon mo, kung napatunayan na nandun ka sa pinangyarihan yan, damay ka pa rin eh. Pero kahit na ikaw pa ay pangulo ng organisasyon na yan, kung wala ka naman doon at wala kang ginawa, wala kang kasalanan.
Let's proceed to other
Yes, Mr. Chair.
matters.
Okay.
Sige.
So that would be all, Mr. Chair. And I think until the end of this hearing, let's give him a chance. But otherwise, I think we need to make good on our threat.
Or Villanueva is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just some important matters I think that we need to discuss. A while ago, we were talking about the thread, and I think it would be better if we could put into the record some exact words na binanggit po dito sa thread na ito. And I'm willing, actually, Mr. Chair, to read all this just to establish, Mr. Chairman, itong cover-up, obstruction of justice, maaaring magamit siguro ito sa perjury, dun sa maaaring disbarment cases na kakaharapin ng ilang mga abogado nila. Just to point out, Mr. Chairman, for example, ito pong chatroom na ito, ang mga membro po nito, iisa-isahin ko lang po, si Attorney Marvy Abo, Brian Banggi, Attorney Cecilio Jimeno, Attorney Alston Kevin Anarna, Attorney Ferdinand Rogelio, Attorney Edzelbert Canlas, Attorney Cesar Ocampo Ona, Arvin Balag, Jose Miguel Salamat, Attorney Gayle Dante Acuzar Caraan, Attorney Henry Pablo Jr., Attorney Michael Vito, Attorney Cesar Mongaba de la Fuente, Attorney Nino Cervantes, Ronald Cheng, Attorney Angelo Ventura III, Milfen Alvarado, Attorney Jet de la Peña Villaroman. Tingnan po natin, Mr. Chair, itong thread na ito, makikita po natin si Attorney Marvy Abo. Ang sabi po niya, Brads, we need to meet ASAP, calling on all die-hard agents. Ayan po. Tapos puntahan po natin yung pangalawa. Sabi po ni Attorney Marvy Abo, we all have important things to do, but I couldn't find anything more important to do than this meeting. Sabi po din ni Marvy Abo, hinold na ng hospital ang naghatid. Sabi naman po ni Attorney Rogelio, nangyari ba yung sa tingin kong nangyari after reading the last two posts sa frat page? Sabi naman po ni Mr. Marvy Abo, pinauwi ko na GP Arvin. Ayan na po yung GP Arvin sa Subic. Nasa ospital na ang bata. Next slide.
Nakalagay sa isang thread, yung driver, Mr. Marvy Abo, had mentioned yung driver ni Arvin at si Brad Popoy Solano nagatid. I
Ayan
presume
po.
nagatid sa ospital.
Opo, nakalagay po. Next, please. Ito po, sabi ni Bonget Rogelio, buhay pa ba? Sabi po ni Alston Kevin Anarna, okay pa daw. Doon naman po sa next part, sabi po ni Marvy Abo, Brad, kapag di naalagaan yung dalawa doon or na briefing, the legal implications could be catastrophic. maliit eh. After nitong catastrophic.
Yes, after catastrophic. Yung kay Mix lang.
Saan yung kay Migs?
Tuloy ko na lang, Joel. Mig, salamat. Saang Starbucks to? Brad, pag namidya si Popoy, Popoy is John Paul, di ba? That's your surname. That's your nickname. Okay. Baka may makakilala agad sa kanya na agent siya. Now, here, Alston Kevin Anarna, I think we should inform right away Big Bro. I'd like to ask Mig. Salamat. Sino si Big Bro?
Your Honor, Big Brother refers to an elder brother.
Who?
Nothing specific, Your Honor.
Basta Big Bro.
Basta Big Bro.
Lahat ng parang upper class Big Bro?
Yes po. Yes po, Your Honor.
Attorney, andito ka rin sa thread eh. Ikaw nagtanong kung buhay pa.
Yes, Your Honor.
So ano yun? Sino si Big Bro dito?
I do not, Your Honor, I was part of the conversation during the first part only. And
Hindi, magkasunod lang oh.
after my last post, Your Honor, to be honest, Your Honor, I was not, although my name appears in that conversation, I was not particularly giving attention to it, Your Honor, towards the latter part.
Tuloy mo na, Joel. Thank you.
Slide, sabi naman po ni Alston Kevin Anarna, I think we should inform right away, Big Bro, may CCTV daw ng barangay sa Waning, nakatutok sa Frat Live. I suppose that's the Frat Library. May concerned citizen daw nakamotor. Nakita may binubuhat na parang patay sa sasakyan. Nakabalot daw ng kumot sa tapat ng Frat Live. Sabi naman po ni Alston Anarna, kinausap lang guard sa tabi ng FL, Frat Live.
We ask, with the permission of Senator Villanueva, but we asked General Colonel if we got the statement already of the guard that they are talking about.
Yes, Your Honor, we were able to get 2 witnesses in the area near the Frat Library saying the circumstances relating to the body of Acho being brought out by alleged members of the Aegis Juris fraternity. So we have that already on record, and the same will be submitted to the DOJ investigating panel, sir.
Presume they'll also be able to recognize faces and personalities, including the driver, supposed driver of Mr. Tangia.
We'll have to wait for the official verification of the identities of the drivers of Tangia, and then we'll have to show it again to them for validation, Your Honor. But he was able to identify at least some of the Aegis Juris members present here, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Let me go back. Dito naman po, si Attorney Cecilio Jimeno. Sabi po niya, Novotel, Brian, nasa lobby pa kami. Sabi po ni Ces Jimeno, 3rd floor, Business Center. Sa next slide, si Attorney Edsel Bert Canlas. Siya po yung paring Edong. San ka na batch? San kita puntahan? Naka-frat shirt ako ha, punta ko dyan.
Yes, yun yung wala.
Sa next slide, si Attorney Gayle Dante Acuzar Karaan and Congressman Edwin Uy. Nakalagay po dito, message from HPJR. May place na tayo, Brad. Kung Edwin called me just now and suggested that we form a crisis committee. The primary task is to reach out to the family of the victim para di na mag-ingay. Next slide. Milfen Alvarado, saan venue, Brad? Sabi naman ni Brian Banggi, tuloy ba kayo sa amin? Next slide, please. Attorney Cesar Gabad de la Fuente or Mong. At the moment, wala pa daw consensus kung sasabihin na. Yun pong available, punta po kayo bahay ni Brian Banggi. And then, Mig Salamat. Tatay na yung tumatawag sa cellphone, Brad. Tumawag na kasi yung parents sa number ni M.I. Axel and M.I. Ralph. Mig Salamat. Brad, flood na ng messages laman ng cellphone. Nung Brad na yon, puro from mom and dad, lagpas na rin sa daliri ko yung missed calls. Sabi naman ni Attorney Alston Kevin Anarna, Brad, may kaya yung family niyan. Bukas, makakakuha na sila search warrant sa frat live. Sana malinis na. Matanggal na, I suppose, ang typo error na ang paddle doon. Next slide. Attorney Manuel Ventura, the third. Kaya nga, it is better to tell the parents tonight para matemper kahit konti. Sabi naman ni Attorney Jet de la Peña Villaroman, GP, Alston, may news tayo if naipalinis ang frat live. Sumagot po si Alston, no idea, GPS. Di ako nakapunta, meeting kanina. Next slide. Attorney Bert Canlas, we need the guidance of the elders. Otherwise, we should not be blamed for whatever decision that we will make. Sabi naman po ni Mig Inigo.
A brief interjection, Senator
Yes,
Joel.
please.
Para lang kay Attorney Layusa. Ma'am, si Alston Kevin Anarna, he's a lawyer, no? Abogado ito. Yung kanyang sinabi
Yes,
nito, Brad,
Your
may
Honor.
kaya yung family niya, bukas makakakuha na sila ng search warrant sa frat live. Sana malinis na, matanggal na ang paddle dun. Can the Supreme Court motu proprio take cognizance of whatever administrative case is filed against or kung ano man yung liability niya administratively?
Yeah, I think so, Your Honor. The Supreme Court...
Assuming na ma-authenticate lahat ito.
Apo, Your Honor.
So, if you examine the statement or the chat, ano, sana malinis na, matanggal na ang paddle dun.
Yeah, it can be
So, coming
considered...
from a lawyer, no?
Yes, Your Honor. It can be considered as evidence against whoever said that po.
Thank
or
you.
texted it.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, PG.
Your Honors, without passing as to the admissibility of this slides, Your Honor, and for whatever purpose it may be worth, we again request, Your Honor, that copy of the slides be furnished the prosecution office to be forwarded to the panel of prosecutors for the evaluation, Your Honor.
We will do that, PG.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to, sabi po ni Mig Inigo naman, the guidance must be given immediately. Yung consilium tortured na din mga utak nila. Next slide. Certain Ronald Cheng.
By the way, Ronald Cheng, I believe is a court legal researcher, second division, clerk of court ng Supreme Court. Are you familiar with this is Ronald Cheng?
Yes, Your Honor. He is the staff of the second division of the Supreme Court.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
The clerk of court, it is headed by Attorney Maria Lourdes Perfecto, the clerk of court of the Second Division.
Second division.
With
Thank
the
you.
permission of Senator Joel, no? Attorney, itong si certain Ronald Cheng is very prevalent in these conversations in the later part. I just cite one instance where nakita ko na ang CCTV. Nag-recon na din ako sa lugar. Hindi tayo covered ng CCTV ng barangay. This is after the incident, Madam. So, I hope that you act on this. And I'm sure Senator Joel will continue with this conversation. Senator Joel?
Yes, Your Honor, I have to check if he is already a lawyer and has taken his oath. Otherwise, if he's not yet a lawyer, when he took the bar, that will be the time that the Supreme Court will allow him to take the bar conditionally. But
If he's not a lawyer, he cannot be disbarred.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, but that's correct, Mr. Chairman, but he's an employee of the Supreme Court. Is that not so? So, at least a suspension is adequate while this investigation is pending, or at least a voluntary leave of absence.
No, Your Honor.
I know how you will answer, attorney. Not too fast, no? Not yet.
Not yet. He cannot be disbarred or a case filed against him before the Supreme Court because he is not yet a lawyer. But a criminal action or an administrative case can be filed against him before the ordinary courts or before any administrative quasi-bodies, Your Honor.
Sige, attorney, pakinggan nyo lang yung conversation, attorney, ha, para matuwa po tayong lahat sa mga sinasabi niya. Kasi member po na ng Supreme Court. He's an employee, am I not mistaken?
Yes, he's an employee.
Well, there you go, ma'am. So just listen to this conversation.
General Coronel, how fast can you authenticate this?
We're hoping that before the next scheduled preliminary investigation, we'll have the results from
May
our
authentication,
anti-cybercrime group, sir, Your Honor.
So, by then, this can form part of the evidence to be appreciated by the DOJ, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor. We'll submit it to the DOJ by that time, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I think ang point ni Senator Migs, Mr. Chairman, is that kahit hindi to court employee o Supreme Court employee, obstruction of justice to napakaklaro and it's a criminal offense. Let me just continue, Mr. Chair, as read a while ago by Senator Migs. Sabi ni Ronald Cheng, nakita ko na yung CCTV ng barangay, nilapitan ko yung tanod na contact ng Brad dito sa atin, plus nakita ko din yung mismong monitor, hindi covered ang front live ng CCTV. Sabi naman po ni Milfen Alvarado, close ni Dux Arian, yung kapatid na babae. Mula nung tinext ko kanina, yung whereabouts sa body ni Brad Horacio, an hour later, may pumasok na info na napuntahan na. Next slide. Attorney Edsel Canlas. Paring Edong, for me, denial. Never ever give any hint. Sabi naman po ni Mig Salamat, pero kasama ko si GP Arvin Don Brad. Once na nalaman na member ako, I'm assuming na maku-question ako and ako ang last recognized consilium in UST. Paring Edong, again. If worse is puntahan ka at person in interest ka, my opinion is just deny it. Paring Edong, ulitin ko, for me, let the investigation take its natural course. The moment na maging suspect ikaw o kayo, you already have the rights. Pwede ka na mag-deny. Kapag dinampot ka, natural, you will need lawyers. Mig, salamat. Dedenay ko ba na member ako? Di ko alam gagawin ko, Brad. Sabi po ni Attorney Michael Vito, just a reminder, the frat stand by the principles, no injustice. Suffer no injustice. Sabi po ni Mig Salamat Brads, pumutok na sa media. Milfen Alvarado, ano kaya yung hawak na papel ng parent? I hope hindi yan yung flyers. Brian Banggi, kung kailan dapat tayo magtulungan, yan gagawin nyo. Magtago, umiwas. Ikaw naman, Arvin, ano balak mo? Hindi ka magsalita dyan? Arvin Balag, naghahantay Brad kung anong sasabihin ng elders. Yan ang usapan sa chat ng mga GP. Marvy Abo, he's in constant communication with us, Brad. Our priority is not to talk to the persons involved, but the persons behind the scenes. And tayo yun, bro. Next week. Paring Edong, mga walang kwenta, after you take the benefits of the fraternity, ganyan gagawin nyo sa mga batang nakataya kinabukasan dito. Next. Henry Pablo Jr., tuloy ang meeting ng mga alumni brads mamayang gabi sa IBP, 7 p.m. Try kong mag-reserve. Brian Banggi, alumni, sino sila? Mga GP? Henry Pablo, tayo-tayo yung present sa Novotel, then bahala na sila Gayle to invite other elders. Attorney Marvy Abo, I move that the 7 p.m. meeting be moved to 1 p.m. Every second counts, brads. I understand that we have personal commitments, but the life and liberty of our brads are on the line. We are moving too slow and talking too much without any concrete plans. The student brads are not just our concern here, but their parent as well. The parents are already making their own plans. I've talked to some of the parents of our brads. All that I can give them is a general plan without any specifics. Is this what they're looking for? May I respectfully ask if there is one senior brad or founder who will attend the meeting today? Alston, can we leave this chat group and add again all members at least every 24 hours? So messages will be deleted. Attorney Gayle, Karahan, that is what we started last night. We need to leave this group so that thread will be deleted. Pero binabalik pa rin after leaving. Iba yung naging impression kung bakit nag-leave ng group. Kailan ma-delete content and conversation ng group na ito? Kailangan. Sorry for the term, powerful yung family. Last two slides. Brian Banggi, just a reminder, the frat stand by the principle, do no injustice, suffer no injustice. Mike Vito, question mark. Brad, aksidente ang nangyari. Wala tayong ginawang injustice. Tulong mo kailangan dito, hindi paalala. Attorney Gayle, Karaan, mula kaninang umaga, nagtatawagan na naman. That's the last slide, Mr. Chair.
Senator Sherwin.
Mr. Chair, actually nakakakilabot po nung tinitignan ko yung mga slides, but sad to say, none of the conversations encourage anyone to report it to the authorities and to the police. Lahat po ang kanilang objective is really pagtakpan po yung isa't isa, lalo na yung pagkamatay po ni Atio. At this really confirms the analysis of General Coronel na this group really was bent on covering the injustice that happened to Atio. Moreover, Mr. Chair, I notice also na they keep on referring to the elders. They keep on referring to Big Brother. So I'm inclined to believe that alam ho to ng elders or ng pamunuan ng fraternity na ito. I don't believe that this fraternity, this group acted alone. I think they had some form of guidance or imprimatur from their elders, as evidenced by the conversations, because they have to keep on referring to these elders and seek guidance on what to do. So ibig sabihin, alam ho nila yung gagawin. In elders na ito, alam po yung gagawin kung meron pong ganitong pangyayari. But I think it's also quite disturbing, Mr. Chair, that respected members of our society, such as lawyers, who are the ones encouraging the younger members to conceal evidences and to evade the authorities. I think we have a member of the Supreme Court, Attorney Loyosa. Siguro wag na ho natin antayin yung whatever the committee will furnish you, but you've seen with your own eyes that members of our society, lawyers in particular, are the ones encouraging injustice in this particular case. And I would advise you and encourage you to already take action. We have to bring back confidence to the system.
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney. And
Yeah.
it's really disturbing, Mr. Chair. And I think I have nothing. It's really discouraging.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Subiri.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Just two questions to two individuals. If I would like to ask if Faculty Secretary Attorney Arthur B. Capili's cell phone records also be subpoenaed. I believe that he was the one who informed the Dean of the death of Acho. If the Dean is willing to submit his phone records, are you willing, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, for the conversations that I had with Dean Divina.
And for those also, for other conversations that were done with
Yes,
the members of the fraternity that are here.
For those entire September 17,
Yes.
those who I called or who called me,
Yes.
I'm willing, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So this committee secretariat is hereby ordered, Mr. Chairman, if it's all right. And then last question to General Coronel. General, I came out in some news agencies the other day na yung DNA po ni Acho ang nahanap dun sa paddle. Can it be confirmed to this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on the SOCO findings made inside the frat library where the initiation had allegedly taken place, body fluids and other trace evidence were recovered by our SOCO crime team, and based on examination with DNA sample taken from the parents of Acho Castillo, it was 99.99 positive match, Your Honor.
General, kung nakuha niyo yung DNA ni Acho, makukuha niyo rin yung DNA ng pumalo.
That will be possible, Your Honor, provided that will be given specimen samples from those persons who we believe will be involved in
Si
the
Solano
initiation.
identified some people, some of them, who were present during that time. And I would mention them again, Mr. Chair, if your kind indulgence. Si Mr. Arvin Balag, Mr. Mark Anthony Ventura, Axel Hipe, Oliver John Onofre, Ralph Trangia. Ito yung particularly na mention ni Solano, and a certain Dan and Zach. Dito sa mga na-mention ko, willing ba kayo magbigay ng DNA para ma-clear yung pangalan ninyo?
Sigurado kayong
Siguro lahat kayo, ang nasa isip nyo, hindi kayo kasali dito. Yeah. With the kind indulgence of Chair, Mr. Balag, ikaw ba ay willing magbigay ng DNA right now? Willing ka ba magbigay ngayon na? Habang andito yung ating kapulisan.
Mr. Chairman, before he responds, because I have to leave flight to Mindanao, we just like to put on record, not all the people who mentioned by Solano in his testimony, although these are the most damaging because we have an eyewitness of these people that were there, but it's possible that many of the members of the fraternity had left when they found the situation of, or after the situation of Acho Castillo. So it is very important that the MPD still continuously look for evidence against other members of the fraternity who were not there or were not mentioned by Solano in his testimony. Pwede kasi pagkatapos umalis na sila, alisan na sila, nagtago na sila. But I'd like to remind these gentlemen and ladies or gentlemen that were mentioned by Popoy Solano that mabigat yung hinaharap niyong mga kaso.
Can I repeat again, Mr. Chair, Mr. Balag, payag ba ibigay yung iyong DNA ngayon din sa ating mga kapulisan para ma-clear yung pangalan mo?
Your Honor, I would like to apologize for my earlier statements po muna na about asking me if I'm a member of the fraternity because po I'm invoking my right earlier po kasi the last time when the testimony of Dean Nilo Divina and Attorney Arthur Capilli, they were used in the supplemental complaint against them po na it may incriminate me po if I answer earlier po.
I'll go, Mr. Chair, kind indulgence. I'll go through one by one. So, papayag ka ba o hindi? Can you answer straight?
If you say it will incriminate you, that says a lot, ah?
Not at this time po siguro, Your Honor.
Papayag. Just to clear your name.
Not at this time po siguro, Your Honor.
I'll go to the next person, Mr. Chairman. Si Mark Anthony Ventura. Are you willing to give your DNA right at this moment to clear your name?
No, Your Honor.
No? Si Axel Hipe? Same?
May I ask, I consult for my counsel. Your Honor, with all due respect, not at this time din po.
Kay Oliver John Onofre?
Your Honor, if ordered by the court, I am willing.
And last kay Ralph Trangia.
You know, when I hear somebody say na o says na payag siya, check na wala siya dun. Pero as long as you say na you don't want to, you know, subject yourself to DNA examination, most probably you were there.
Kay Ralph Trangia.
Your Honor, pasensya na po pero hindi po ako pinangalanan ni Popoy. And antayin ko na po yung process sa DOJ.
Alam niyo, sa isip ko, lahat ng minensyong kanina, lahat kayo kasali sa mga pumalo.
Lang, Senator Gatchalian, ang binanggit mo, sinabi mo, although my name was not mentioned by Popoy Solano, but the getaway vehicle, the vehicle that delivered the body to the hospital, if proven correct, is yours. Mabigat yan, my friend.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Well, speaks a lot, no? Again, no, kung tama kayo, Mr. Chair, kung wala sila doon at hindi sila kasali, I would right away clear my name by giving my DNA, but it goes to show that all of these personalities are present. Mr. Chair, I just went through the names provided by Mr. Solano, Mr. Chair. All right. Mr. Chair, I'll go through the list, no? Na nandito po. Nandito ba si Min Wei Chan? Is Min Wei Chan here? Are you willing to give your DNA, Mr. Min Wei Chan? To clear your name. This is to clear your name.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Not unless with a proper court order po. Mr. Chair, thank you.
How about to Joshua Makabili?
Not as of the moment, Mr. Chair.
Ito, mahulog ako sa upuan pag hindi ito papayag. Si Jason Robinos. Siguro,
I would gladly go by the test, Your Honor.
Congratulations, Jason.
When I hear somebody say na mag-undergo, sa akin, in my mind, clear kagad eh. Being an investigator.
Sige, Mr. Chair, I'll go through the list of personalities. Si Mr. Rogelio.
Si John Paul Solano na lang. Are you willing?
Your Honor, if my specimens would be crossed with ASHO, I would have a positive since I was there giving CPR.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Si Mr. Rogelio. Attorney Rogelio, are you...
Your Honor.
Are you willing to give your DNA to clear your involvement in this incident?
I am, in the first place, Your Honor, I am not being linked to this hazing incident. So there is no reason, Your Honor, for me to give my...
Yeah, but it's just a question. Yes or no lang naman.
No, Your Honor, no.
To Mr. Santiago.
With all due respect, Your Honor, not at this time.
Kay Mr. Salamat.
Whatever pleases the committee, Your Honor.
So you willing?
Yes.
To Mr. Padro.
Yes po, Your Honor.
To Mr. Celientes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Chair, may I direct with the kind indulgence of the chairman, direct the committee secretary to take note of those personalities who willingly obliged to give their DNA right at this moment. I think General Coronel also, please take note of this discussion. And those na ayaw magbigay ho, paki-take note na rin po. No? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Dr. Garcia, were you on duty in the morning of September 17
No.
at the Chinese General Hospital?
Sorry, sir. I'm the assistant chief. I have with us our duty,
okay. Nurse.
Dr. Clark, and the duty nurse and the guard who saw
Please.
Horacio when he came into the emergency room.
Okay. Sino yung naka-duty? Chief nurse?
I brought everybody starting from the guard, the two nurses who...
and they were actually there when
Yes.
Atio was brought to
Yes,
the
even
Chinese
the one
General.
who interviewed Mr. Solano,
Okay.
and even the one who saw the driver of the...
So can we hear their testimony
Yes,
and
sure.
describe to us what transpired in the morning of September 17?
Maybe we could start from the...
Yes, please.
The triage, the triage nurse first.
Okay. Your doctor...
I am Mark Anthony Chua, emergency room staff nurse of Chinese General Hospital po.
Kindly narrate, kindly share with the committee what transpired in the morning of September 17.
Your Honor, around 9 a.m. po, may lumapit po na lalaki sa amin na medyo may kalakihan po ng konti.
And he is here.
Yes,
Paki-identify mo lang siya.
si Sir John Paul po.
So he was there. He was the one who approached you.
Yes po.
Okay, sige, tuloy.
Tapos tinanong po niya na may nakita daw po kasi siyang body
na sa may tondo daw po. Naghanap daw siya ng yosi. Tapos, sa dami daw po ata ng truck na dumadaan, natanggal po yung pagkakabalot. Tapos tinanong niya rin ako na if ever daw may dalhin siyang patient, ma-hold ba daw siya. Then sinagot ko po siya, opo, kasi custody niya po niya yung patient kasi siya po yung nagdala. Ayun po yun, Your Honor.
Wala ka na nakitang ibang tao?
Patients focus po kasi kami, Your Honor. So, after po namin i-transport yung patient from dun sa red na sasakyan, through the stretcher, dire-diretso na po pinasok at saka nakafocus na lang kami sa mismong patient.
So aside from Mr. Solano, wala ka na nakita pang iba?
May nakita pero hindi ko po namukhaan.
Okay. But more or less you can describe. Bakit hindi mo namukhaan?
Hindi po kasi gaya nga po nasabi ko, nakatutok lang po kami sa patient at that time.
Yes. Hindi mo nakita yung red pickup?
Yun po yung pinagsakyan po, Your Honor, ni Atio. Nung kung saan po namin siya
Yes,
kinuha.
Dr. Garcia.
For your information, Your Honor, kasi the car, the pickup truck was not parked at the emergency room. It was parked far away from the emergency sa parking area. So
Is that normal?
No. It's
Dapat
very
pagka
abnormal.
emergency,
Yes.
doon ka mag-scratch
Yes,
pa yung gulong mo, di ba?
That's
Dahil
why,
emergency.
Your Honor, we send, under the protocol, the triage nurse should not leave his post. So he asked his superior, the two nurses there, to go and see what's going on the pickup car.
And they are here?
They are here.
Pakitawag nga. Kindly administer the oath, Comsec, to the two nurses. So sila yung lumabas papunta sa pickup truck?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Sige. Comsec.
Good morning, Your Honor. I am Shirley Baluyot. I am staff nurse of ER Chinese Gen. Ako po yung...
I-administer ka muna ng oath mo.
Sorry. Kindly stand.
Okay na kayo?
Yeah. We're done na po. Tapos
Kanina?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
sige. Proceed.
So, yun nga po. So, nung si Mr. Solano po lumabas, pumasok po siya ng ER namin. Tapos nagtanong po muna siya dun sa triage. Then narinig ko po yung description niya kasi na parang unresponsive nga daw po yung pasyente, ganyan. Nung narinig ko po yun, lumabas na po ako. Sabi ko po kung nasan yung pasyente. So, tinuro niya po na nandun daw po sa parking. Medyo malayo po talaga yung kaka-park ng sasakyan from the entrance ng Chinese Gen. Tapos, doon ko po nakita ko po yung red pickup na sasakyan. Tapos po, binuksan ko po, nakita ko po yung lalaki nakahiga doon sa bandang likod. Yan po, Your Honor.
May nakita ka ibang tao doon sa
Yung driver lang do. Yung driver lang po, Your Honor.
Makikilala mo? Yung driver?
Hindi po buo, pero yung description niya, like maputi, mga ganun po. Pero yung mismong mukha, hindi ko na po masyado maalala, Your Honor.
Pero once na makita mo, halimbawa naimbita namin dito, makaharap mo, maaaring makilala mo.
Siguro sama.
Okay. Yung sino yung susunod? Ano yung naging participation mo? Pakilala mo lang sarili mo.
Okay, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Mary Chandeliti Merced, senior nurse at that time po. Di bali po nung nakita ko po si Solano, kasi katabi ko lang po si Mark Chua sa station. Nung narinig ko po na unresponsive po yung patient, pinuntahan po namin ni Shirley Baluyot po sa parking lot. Doon ko po nakita yung red pickup van na nakabukas na po yung likod. Tinanong ko po yung kasamahan ko kung kamusta na po yung patient. Sinabi naman po niya na wala na pong pulse, tsaka matigas na po siya. And then, hinarap ko po si Solano, sabi ko po sa kanya na kailangan na po namin ibaba yung patient sa emergency room. Tapos, nung nasa, sabi ko po sa kanya, na wag niya pong iiwan yung pasyente kasi nasa custody na po niya na kailangan hindi niya po iiwan hanggat wala pong mag-claim na relative po dun sa body.
Yun lang, wala ka nakita ibang tao?
Yung driver lang po.
So dalawa lang sila doon sa pick-up? Si John Paul Solano, si Popoy, at saka yung driver.
Actually, Your Honor, hindi ko po nakita na kasama po ni Solano yung driver mismo doon sa pickup van. Nakita ko po si Solano mismo doon sa motorcycle po niya.
Kasama kayo na nag-move ng stretcher, papasok doon sa loob? Ipinasok ba yung pickup truck? Hindi na rin.
Ano po, doon lang po sa harap ng ER, Emergency Room Department.
Doon yun na nilipat sa stretcher.
Yes, Your Honor.
Doctor?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Dr. Clarice Cledera, resident on duty that time. I was informed that there was a patient outside who was unresponsive, so we already prepared the things for resuscitation inside the emergency room. So once a patient was pulled in sa ER, I checked for the pulse, the heart rate, the breathing of the patient. So there was none, so we started resuscitation. We could not get proper information from anyone, just Mr. Solano, but he also does not know the patient well. So we resuscitated the patient, however, the patient did not respond to the medications, the oxygen that we have given. So after that, that's when we already examined the patient thoroughly. And that's when we noted that there were hematomas on both upper extremities of the patient, and also candle wax drippings on the chest, on the arms, and on the left thigh po. And he was declared expired at around 9:21 a.m. of September 17, 2017.
Would you say na yung postmortem has started to set in do sa katawan? Yung anong condition?
Yes.
Medyo
That time, patient was, as mentioned by one of my nurses, patient was quite stiff na.
So ko ba yung magsabi ano yung more or less yung time of death? Jan Coronel?
More likely the
medical
legal po.
Medical legal? Andito ba yung medical legal? More or less, anong estimated time of death of Atyo?
Your Honor, I cannot estimate the time of death because when I see the victim, he was already embalmed.
Mr. Chair, if I may lang, yun nga ho, no, sabi nyo nga po, na-imbalsa mo na bago yung autopsy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any idea kung sinong nagpa-imbalsa mo kaagad without yung tong hindi pa nagagawa yung autopsy?
Dr. Garcia.
Dr. Garcia ulito. Actually, when the patient was declared dead, so he was, wala pa siyang pangalan, his name patient X.